my buddy Dash for this episode of Double Take. Dave, I just said joined by Dash, but we're joined by Dash
Talking
and
in
Dave.
the third person. That's
The way
weird.
The way you feel.
Right. Happy Wednesday, everybody, which, you know what that is. That is the Tinfoil Hat Show. And today we've got plenty of stuff that we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about Morata potentially being a politician. We've got some Super Bowl commercials that Frankie sent us. We've got Bones, who gave us some articles here with the Allegri fine, the returning workhorse in McKinney. We've got the Rabiot contract renewal. Misak sent us a post that Romeo Agresti made for the 2024-25 season. Frankie also sent us an image of the Leipzig goal that he wants us to react to. Juve doing some Valentine's shenanigans, following up with Anthony Martial, Samuel Illing, Tommaso Barberi, and I think that'll be it. We've got a bunch of stuff that we're going to cover today, but we're going to wait for some folks to pile in. So, Dave, how are you, buddy?
And you know, guys, if you're lucky, we'll even talk about G's.
We'll start talking about G's,
like the Balkan stuff we learned about last Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll throw in some more Balkan culture. Talk about shawarmas or something. Who knows? We'll throw something crazy in there.
But yeah, no, I'm doing all right. Another Wednesday night show. Another week where my dog ate the tinfoil. So
no tinfoil hat.
I'm trying to compensate with the glasses. And it sucked. The glasses suck, guys. You can barely see anything. So, you know, there's lots to talk about. I didn't even realize, like, the tinfoil channel just got flooded. And I learned that I wasn't actually supposed to look at anything, so I made sure to not actually look at anything this week. So I will actually be surprised. Not
You
just
want to
upset.
know? You want to know something funny? While I was having lunch at work, I was looking at our metrics, and apparently last week's tinfoil show got
It shot up again this week.
Got swirled up in the algorithm, and it did over 300 views for a live show.
It's the AI archives, I'm telling you.
I guess.
Screw. Fuck the artists. Fuck the artists. It's all about AI.
Yeah. I was like looking at it, like, why did this gain over 100 views within like the past couple hours? So I'm gonna open this up while we're waiting for folks
with telling people to like and subscribe, because we forgot. We forgot, and that's the massive new QR code I made to get into our Discord server. So, this thing, this guy, yeah, scan that up, and you'll get to our Discord where you can help contribute to the shenanigans of our Wednesday night shows.
It's a large orgy. It really is, with Vlad in it. Like, I mean, it's pretty much it's a massive orgy headed by Vlad, and Vlad comes into every chat just essentially.
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
So we that came early.
We got the obligational Lukaku clip out of the way.
That's
done.
Yeah,
that's
done.
No
like
more.
premature ejaculation right there.
That is it.
But you know, it was cool. It's cool to get it over with early.
You know,
Really, man.
Get the
You're
stream
from
going.
Florida. There's enough there to keep you distracted.
You know,
Dash left. He's back. He's frozen.
Am I?
No, you're back.
Oh, I just sat still for a minute. I'm like, how did I freeze? Unless I just.
You were miming. You were in a mime position.
Oh,
you were trapped. You were trapped in the mime box. You were like.
You want to know something funny? It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
I'm like, huh,
Happy.
what
Do you care? Do you care, bro?
Hey, look at that boom. Lukaku giving you the boom, boom, boom right before the show starts. Okay, so I'm going to open this up as like an appetizer tinfoil hat. I read this, and I saw this, and I thought about this, and I was like, huh, this might make sense. So I saw this conspiracy theory. Unfortunately, I did not record the source because it was just, I was dicking on my phone and I found it. Conspiracy theory that Tudo Sport is already framing Federico Chiesa's departure by saying, like, they're painting a narrative on scapegoating Federico Chiesa. So it looks like they're already planting the seed of him potentially getting ousted. By saying
Is that anything crazy though? Because we've already kind of sowed those same seeds. We're just not a newspaper.
Yeah, I mean, granted, we didn't really say that he's the scapegoat though, right? Like, we're not saying
No,
that,
not so
oh,
much that. Scapegoat for who though? Allegri or
no, for just Juve's poor performance this season.
so they're blaming Chiesa?
So Tutto Sport is essentially dunking on Chiesa, saying, well, the reason why Juve stumbled the last 3 games and important matches is because of Federico Chiesa, which I think that's a bit of a reach, right? However, like, getting into it, he's not doing well. Oh, speaking of this, so
Yeah, you know what? I just heard about this and I didn't catch anything about it yet.
I know. I just to kind of touch upon this is
it was Guido Faccaggio. That's who it was. You're right, Vlad. Thank you.
for the Chiesa stuff.
Yeah, who's Fiorentina?
Yeah, I
dude.
gotcha.
Yeah, I tried getting him to talk Empoli when we were thinking Parisi back in the day, but he was like, "Nah, I can't do it."
I gotcha. Yeah. So here, let's pivot real quick to the whole Kansas City situation. So if you don't know, I implore you look at the news. So Kansas City winning the Super Bowl on Sunday, and they were celebrating with a parade today. And unfortunately, at the end of the parade, 10 people were, I believe, critically injured. One person did pass away at the time of this recording. So it is, it's sad, man. It's really messed up, unfortunately, and it's stupid, right? Like, what kind of human being, or it was, I believe, 2 that were in custody. It's a Super Bowl win, man. Enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to talk too much on it. It's sad, thoughts and prayers to those guys. Cause if we report on it and talk about it, we don't know what's going on, right? The situation happened about an hour or so ago. So obviously if you want to look into it, check the news, but yeah, just, it's unfortunate for people in Kansas City right now, but pivoting back to Federico Chiesa, Dave, the amount of absolute fine. I think everybody wants to talk about Bayern and Lazio. Let's talk Bayern. We'll talk Bayern and Lazio and Chiesa.
LJJ wants to talk IPA.
IPAs, they suck according to
also
Dave.
individually shit. Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about that, right? So Bayern Munich and Lazio. I think that was a huge missed opportunity by Lazio. If you were in the Discord, you saw my comments. Lazio, after scoring that goal, were like, we're winning 1-0. It's like Bayern did not give a rat's ass that they were down. They're like, okay, we'll bunker down, make sure it doesn't go down to 2. My opinion, you can make the productions, the promotions of Lazio this, Lazio that. Dude, they're gonna get slapped in Munich. They're gonna get absolutely slapped. And it just goes to show. I just want to emphasize how absolute dog shit De Ligt is to get benched by the guy that got a red card. Upamecano. That guy's a terrible defender, but yet that guy benched De Ligt. So
benched. There's that Bayern guy that I work with,
the bench
deal with that work, whatever. Yeah, and
does he say that De Ligt is shit? I'm just curious.
No, he mentioned. Well, he started the conversation talking about Haller. And I'm like, he benched a bench, and he didn't really react. It was like, yeah, that's what we call De Ligt, is the bench, and he started laughing. So I think that said enough.
Yeah, I kind of want to, and this is where I'm going to bring this back to Chiesa, because I saw some content creators, and they're young and immature and really stupid. They said, with Chiesa leaving, they're like, what? She's going to do the traditional Juve thing when a player leaves Juventus and they do extremely well in an offensive system when they leave. So I'm going to implore you, and I'm going to cut the bullshit right here and then. Name me one player that has thrived and become the X Factor. And you can't use Alvaro Morata. You want to know why? Because he plays for a terror ball coach. And he's flourishing in a terror ball system. De Ligt, Dybala, plays in a terrible system. Hasn't done anything crazy. Has a 13 million release clause. No one's purchased him. So can we stop And hell, even Pogba. Pogba didn't do well at Man United. Came
Could
back
we? Why has nobody mentioned that Pogba might be back tomorrow?
He might be. But I just want to stress that out. Kulusevski. Bentancur.
Oh, he was
Artur.
extra disappointing.
What?
Yeah, Bentancur I was kind of high on, and he really did not.
I am getting very sick and tired of content creators not properly looking up the shit that they spew, and it's getting really, really irritating.
They're doing it for the clicks, man.
I know,
they
but
don't care about any sort of journalistic integrity. None of us are actual real journalists. You think any of these assholes took a fucking course on anything about this shit? I took some shitty online course. That's my claim to fame. But
at least know what you're talking about, right? Like
No,
at
sure.
least understand the point, because there has not been, because even if you want to use Kingsley Coman, German Dave, verify this for me, is Kingsley Coman a bona fide starter every single time at Bayern Munich?
I like how he's just our expert with anything German related. Just
Well, I mean, he lives
anything
there.
from Germany is just
He
like
li- Well, here's why. Because David actually he does. German Dave takes a lot of time, reads his shit, knows his shit. So for me, I can lean on him when I need to know something about Germany. But like, even Kingsley Coman has the same issues he had at Juve, not being able to stay healthy, consistent injury issues. So I'm getting very irritated of this false bravado that everyone says that when a Juve player leaves Juve, they start flourishing somewhere else.
Listen, X is nothing but false bravado, which is kind of funny because they also preach no toxic masculinity, and that's all they do.
Like I'm just baffled. And see, David says it right here. He's a bona fide starter when he's healthy. Is he healthy? Never. That was one of the issues Juve had with him back then. They said, this guy can't stay healthy. We don't want to bet on him. Just like Paulo Dybala. This guy's awesome. We just can't bet on him because he's not consistent. The next person in line on that trade, Federico Chiesa. He's great. Just can't stay healthy. Though I do think, as far as quality and talent, I do think Dybala edges Chiesa as far as creativity and quality. Like a prime Dybala, I think stomps a prime Chiesa. I think that is no
Chiesa.
argument.
Well, remember Chiesa was half a season at Juve and a month at the Euros, and then it all disappeared.
But here's the whole perplexities and the interest that I find with this whole Chiesa situation, right? First argument. Chiesa, I'm trying to read this. I just started a war in the Juve community for Max fight. And then German David says he has everything that you would want in a world-class winger, but he's just never there when he's needed. Anthony says, who would say that? Whoever has a short memory, Pogba, Vidal, De Ligt. A lot of people have been saying that right now.
Short memories is sort of a thing.
It is a very big thing. Yeah. Because like even with, like, for example, Vidal was let go because of disciplinary issues. The dude got plastered, and Juve were like, "Look, that's not good for the brand. Like, you gotta go, you gotta go." And then David says, "I need to know my shit because I studied this." Vlad says, 2015, 2018 Dybala. That Dybala was ridiculous,
And that's a 3-year span, not like a 7-month span.
And
That's
even
kinda,
that,
yeah.
it was just outrageous. That Dybala was unplayable. Like, he was up there. But I kind of want to bring this back because here's the arguments that I see, and this is kind of my reaction to these arguments, right? Chiesa needs to play where he can individually do his own thing, hog the left side of the wing, and blah, 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 blah. Well, he did that against Udinese and was absolutely atrocious. So then now, after Udinese, the argument is, oh, Chiesa needs to go to the Premier League and play in a 4-3-3 where the coach tells him what to do. So if you want him to play in a system where the coach is telling him, you need to be here and you need to do this, that means he's not individually brilliant.
Or at least just not creative.
Exactly. So, like, what pick a side. Pick a side.
I pick all the sides because I'm always right.
It's funny, right? Because, like, for example, he needs to do this because he's, creative and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Allegri says on the offensive side, be creative, do your thing. And now it's like, he needs to play in this system to do this because he needs to be instructed where to go and how to play and how to do this because he can't think for himself. What side are you picking? Here's my side. I think that he is IQ-wise limited on the pitch. Yesterday, 100%, was it? No, it was Monday. Monday, 100% proved that. Are we saying that he's bad? No, that's not it at all. I've made this argument. I've said he needs to evolve his game at a mental level. Because of that, he will be easy. And right now, unfortunately, and people are going to be shocked when this comes out of my mouth, he's the offensive version of a Kostic. Right now, he is on that left side of the field. He is giving you essentially a one-dimensional play style. Dribble into a corner, get pinned by 3 or 4 players, hopelessly cross the ball. For some reason, I believe he's forgotten how to invert in and take shots. There's only, I think, 1 or 2 shots the entire game. I think Frankie barely hit his parlay with Chiesa, which surprises me because he's your main attacking option that game. So that to me kind of caught me under perplexity because I'm like, how is that happening? And look, like I said, I'm making it abundantly clear. I am not saying he is trash. So don't put words in my mouth saying, oh, this guy thinks Chiesa's trash. He has an agenda against Chiesa. No, he's plateaued. He has the ceiling. He just doesn't know how to get to that ceiling. I want him to do well.
All right, you waffled on about Allegri for 15 minutes. Let's get to the juicy parts. But first, Jeff, with an X, Hefe, I love this. This is a true warrior. People have called me or told me that they're warriors for the cause, but that's all lip service. This is being a warrior for the cause, just like fighting everyone. You're just everywhere. AJC, Central Florida Fan Club, Bet-Based Telegram. You're just fighting everywhere on all fronts. Hefe, what a soldier. Love you, man. Keep on fighting. And you could probably go to Reno's channel as well and do that fight.
Probably. So this is a good comment. Chiesa flourished on the right side under Pirlo and at the Euros, exclusively on the right side. What happened to that? Two things happened. One, the arrival of Di Maria. And 2, apparently everyone thought that Chiesa was electric on the left. So the reason why Chiesa got shifted to the left was the incoming the entrance of Di Maria into the Juventus squad. Because Di Maria played on the right. Everyone's like, well, let's just move Chiesa to the left, even though Chiesa was popping off on the right. So that's where that kind of hit in. And then again, obviously the ACL injury didn't help. I don't know. Maybe Chris Smalling broke him mentally with that injury. But that is a very good point. 6 months, those 6-7 months that he was electric, he was on that right side. And here's the crazy thing too, guys. He would invert and take shots with his left foot. That's how dynamic.
You know what? I used to yell for him to stay on the right, and y'all tried to convince me otherwise.
I remember that. People used to call Dave an idiot.
You're coming back. Yeah, everyone called me an idiot.
People, no, I remember this.
Guys.
We've got receipts on this. People were calling Dave an idiot because they're like, "Oh, Dave, what does he know? Chiesa on the right." Dave was saying this.
That's when he played the best. Everyone called me. You called me an idiot, probably even.
No, I didn't think I did.
Yeah, he probably did.
You and I have worked together for years now.
Yeah, Vlad says, you don't know this, guys, but he always calls me dumb after we go offline.
He calls me.
He just emotionally abuses me.
Dave just goes full hosery. He just calls me a cunt.
Vlad fucking says, cunt. What the fuck was that? You call that a goddamn performance?
He's like, you called that a stream? What was that? It was a terrible watch along. Vlad says, I love Chiesa. I was very patient with him, but the harsh truth is he hasn't been world class since his injury, and we lack world class players right now. The reason,
let's get Pog back.
To tie back to the Tudo sport, and the reason why people, I don't want to say it's scapegoating, but people are being hard on him is because he's supposed to be your franchise player. He's your franchise player right now. And like Juve's management, and this is, I think, more so on Arriva Bene and them, they look stupid because they essentially told Dybala to hit the road because Chiesa's the guy. And now Chiesa's not being the guy, and Yildiz is coming up and being the guy. So it's just like, now we're stuck. There's an issue with it. And the other thing I wanted to add on was Spalletti switching to a 3-5-2. If Chiesa was so dynamite on that left side, Spalletti wouldn't have switched. But Spalletti knows I can't count on this guy. I can't build my Italian national team around him.
He's never there. He's like always injured at the national break.
So it's like that's the issue. And I think even with him playing, like, again, Allegri says, hey, offensive players, do your thing, create your own thing. I don't have press high and cook. So to be fair, and he says it here, to be fair, he hasn't been a left winger since his return from injury.
But he's put himself in that position. Like in the formation, he's not slotted as a left winger, but if you watch him play, he's always in a left winger position. That's why it's infuriating, because that's why they're always butt fucking each other in the left side there with Kostic or whoever they're playing.
It is.
Sorry, I'm just frustrated.
No, it's fine, because let's just have this discussion. We'll get to the good stuff. But like, that's one of the issues, right? Is against Udinese, he's the furthest person out left, and he leaves Milik on an island to die by himself. If I'm the opposing team, the opposing center back, and I'm looking at what that lineup is, I'm licking my chops, because oh shit, I got two center backs to take out Milik, and that's pretty much it. So Allegri, that's the issue. And I think, and this is where I'm kind of more pissed at Allegri. Allegri needs to sit Chiesa down and say, hey, this is the specific zone of the field I want you to watch. You're not moving outside of this zone, or I am taking you off the field. Because he goes over there, hugs onto that left touch line, essentially becomes a pseudo left winger at this point. And then we get punished on counters because of the huge space that he leaves in the middle. Because you have Cambiaso, or you have Kostic, and you have Chiesa, all occupying one specific zone on the pitch, leaves a huge gap in the middle, counterattack, boom, game over, and then we're screwed.
3 games in a row now, essentially. We've been screwed. So
it's not like, again, it's not dunking on him saying that he's trash.
The team collectively has been bad, example, but he hasn't been a bright spot.
Sandro not making a great play there. Rabiot, I don't know where the hell Rabiot has been the past month. I think him coming back from injury, he has not been the brightest. Like,
he's just not trying. He hasn't looked like he's tried or cared. And David's saying it here, and he doesn't invert anymore or anything to give space to, or sorry, I know texting speech is stumbling me up, but yeah, he's stagnant. He stays in that one spot. He hugs that wing. He should be, if he's the second striker, going in centrally at times, especially when your wing back is trying to make those runs down the side. He's just a fucking pylon that dribbles once in a while into 3 dudes. That's it. A pylon that dribbles into 3 dudes once in a while.
Well, and then it's extremely excruciating, because then he busts out wide on the left and then crosses with his left foot. And that's his weaker foot. And you're like, if you're going to just do that, switch to the right and just cross with your right. Well, wait, he can't do that because apparently he sends a corner kick out of bounds. He can't, like, that to me is just like, I understand the mental hurdles that he has, but at the same time, I think his body language is what's frustrating a lot of people too.
Yes, because then he just blames people. There's that one time on Monday there where I can't remember what. Yeah, he just like over dribbled, kicked the ball completely out of bounds as he tried to cross it, and then he just yelled at people. And as he was making that play, we're like, "What the fuck is he doing? What like?" He's just running himself out of bounds right now. And then that's what he did. And then he got pissed off at everyone else. And like, what the fuck, dude? What are you getting mad at? You're the one that fucked up here. That's what's infuriating. Chiesa's hiding. It's a clear confidence thing. Is it, or is it just like a straight up attitude thing? Because I think he kind of, I'm thinking now he just grew up too privileged. He never got his ass kicked as a child. That's basically what it is.
Dave wants him jumped.
Yeah, and he's got shanked in an alley just to shake him up.
An alley in Turin, just absolutely.
Like, whoever been fucking on Pogba, new target. Let's go.
I think that's more of a credit to Cambiaso with this one. He's best at alternating infield with Cambiaso. I think Cambiaso is good at making anyone look good like that.
Yeah, he's quietly becoming quite the star, Cambiaso.
Yeah. Bottom line, Vlad says, Yildiz got to start every time until the end of the season. The more minute he gets under his legs, the better it is for us. David says he's not even a bench player at this point if he continues like this. Jeff says, okay, one factor I'll criticize is starting Sandro instead of Rugani.
Yes. a discussion with that. It was a bad call.
So this is a good. I kind of want to touch on this briefly. I think all this positional talk about K's is dumb. If you're world class, you can excel in multiple positions. Period. Right?
With
you
a
shouldn't.
T. Period with a fucking T.
Vlad is like, I have spoken. So this is why I want to touch on this because, like, for example, Vinicius Jr. I think is one of the best left wingers in the world, if not the best.
Yeah, I would say.
He occupies the entire left side of the field wherever. Rodrigo does the same exact thing. What about Jude Bellingham as a cam, but he plays as a false nine. Plays as a false nine, plays all over the damn place. Here's the thing. So Ancelotti and Allegri essentially come from the same coaching philosophy in a sense. They're both pragmatic, but if I have skill players, I let my skill players cook. Ancelotti does that with his guys. And yes, he has world-class players because, for example, if you watch Real Madrid, and if you haven't, I highly encourage you to watch it. None of their players are in set zones, set positions, set areas. They all do their own thing. They all ping and they all shuffle around because they all have individual brilliance. They do. It's just how you can tell between a world-class player and a player. Like, for example, Paulo Dybala. Let's use Paulo Dybala because he was the recent player that we had. Paulo could alienate on the right, go into the center, go up top, go play a little bit deep in the hole. Paulo at Roma, even Paulo now, because I think Paulo kind of humbled himself a little bit once he got shunned to the door.
There's a lot more blue collar there as well.
Because Paulo used to just hug on the right side and just sit there. But Paulo alternates and covers the entire peripheral of the field. And one of the arguments that I read was because people were saying, well, Dybala's producing still at Roma. They're like, oh, but Roma has better attacking players than Juve. I was like, you mean the same people that protested to keep Dusan over Lukaku? Now you're saying that Lukaku's better? Or here's the one that they'll get a pass on, that there's a better, because it's Lukaku, El Shaarawy, and Dybala. You mean to tell me that's better than what we have? El Shaarawy? Really?
He's been doing well.
The only player that I will give a genuine nod to, because I would say Lukaku and Dusan are pretty even at this point. The only one that I'll give a nod is that Pellegrini is better than Locatelli. Lorenzo Pellegrini, I think, is better as far as a midfielder than Locatelli is. That's the one that I'll give you. But, like, for example, you've seen the difference in Lukaku when Dybala plays and when he doesn't play. Like, Dybala is that guy that makes those players around him better. Chiesa, to me, right now, seems like a player that deteriorates his team when he's on the pitch. It's very hero ball-esque. Me, instead of making the other guys around me. Where it's like...
It's selfish.
It's a very selfish style of play. And like I said, I want to like him. But for me, and I think a lot of people don't do this, but for me, I don't get married to players. For example, long time ago, I was a huge Alvaro Morata fan his first stint at Juve. I was gutted that he left, but I moved on because I don't marry the players.
People
I've never
have
done that.
troubles moving
People
on.
need to stop having fetishes with players.
If you have troubles moving on from a soccer player, I feel bad for your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Like, if they
here's the irony. Here's the irony,
oh
right? Because, like, there used to be a saying, like, people wouldn't cheat on their clubs, but, like, at this point, like, it's weird that some people have an asphyxiation over an individual player. That, to me, just baffles me. It's just really creepy at the same time, too. Pipala or Starboy Yildiz are looking good at unlocking Dusan. You can't compare Pellegrini and Loco. They do, but, I mean, overall, right? Like, when you're looking at as far as an overall quality, like, that's... Because, like, for example, I think Pellegrini is better than what? McKennie, he is. I think Pellegrini is better.
Yeah, Pellegrini is one of the best.
Better than that entire midfield line that we have. I think Pellegrini is hands down better than that. I think, in my opinion, I think Pellegrini is underrated.
On the world stage, yeah, I'd say so.
I would think Pellegrini is one of the better attacking Italian midfielders.
It's just he has such a shot from long range.
He has that. The only issue with Lorenzo Pellegrini is, and I think this is just a commonality with this generation of Italians, but they're all just fragile. Physically, they're fragile.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just this generation.
Vlad says,
there's been tough ones, but there's been some soft ones in the mix.
So Vlad says, replace Chiesa with Morata 3.0. Ironically, that would help Dusan a lot.
It would work right now. It actually would work a lot.
It would.
I'm not saying it'd be like the next coming of Christ, but it's probably better than what we have.
And let's see here. Pellegrini is equivalent to what Charlie should be if
That's
he
a
gets
good point.
minutes. That is a very
we
good
still
point.
don't have Charlie locked into our psyche yet, right? Because we haven't really seen him. But that's a good point. Yes.
So, Messi fanboys, Messi and Ronaldo fanboys.
Why we even bring this up?
Why do we bring those up? What are we? The pod?
Yes, and I labeled the pod today. We're missing Vanya. We didn't even talk about the title. Like, we're,
Chiesa needs a Vanya.
already? It's only been a couple weeks, and you're already in that like we've been married for 10 years phase. Come on, let's go.
Right. I would like Chucky to play. Like, yeah, I think we all do, right? That's one of the things that Juve is missing is they're missing a Lorenzo Pellegrini. Like they're missing one of those guys. One question: when will be ready to play Charlie?
I think it's a matter of learning the system. A couple weeks. I don't know.
Did Alvaro Morata tear his ACL?
I didn't hear that.
That's interesting.
I can't. Hold on. No, I definitely can't read these glasses.
That is a good question. We should look at that.
2 days ago, a bone contusion and sprained the internal lateral ligaments
Oh, it's just a partial.
of his right knee.
Partial.
Yes, but
Okay.
Sevilla beat them. Ugly.
And then
yeah.
German Dave says, I agree he's underrated. He's a great passer, incredible finisher, but he is under the radar at Roma. He would be perfect to spearhead amid. Yeah, in theory, if we were able to get Lorenzo Pellegrini at Juve, this midfield, it would. Their stock.
Is he not like full out
He's a-
Romanista?
Yeah, I think he's a full Romanista at this point.
Yeah.
But the reason, so like the other thing too is people also need to understand throughout Chiesa's entire career, I don't think he's gotten double-digit goals ever, even at Fiorentina, even at here. I don't think he's done a double-double. You want to know a player that has is Domenico Berardi, but I mean, Berardi has performed, but Berardi always fumbles it at the big moments, right? I think
he's not a big player. That's I think
it's fair to say,
criticism.
right? Where it's
Yeah.
like Chiesa's the opposite. Chiesa's a big player, but somehow just can't put it together. Lukaku at
Trent-
DV9, I don't know if that would work.
too much
I
of the
think-
same.
I think it's a little bit too much of the same.
You
Because, like, for
really
example,
need those contrasting strikers off each other.
Like I said, right now, I think in Serie A with the players around, if you're looking for a good second striker, and I'm like throwing up, like I'm kind of not throwing up, but I'm like kind of like, "Ugh," is you probably would want Paulo Dybala. If you want to maximize Dusan Vlahovic, I think you would need Dybala at some point. Yildiz, I'm saying like outside of Yildiz, like for example, I think Yildiz will develop and be great, but I'm saying at the current state of Serie A with the players, either Lautaro Martinez will be good with Dusan or for Paulo Dybala. I think one of those two. I think Crava wouldn't help Dusan, maybe, but Crava's more of like an out-and-out winger. But like you would need maybe a Marcus Thuram, a Lautaro, or Dybala. I think that would
Chiesa-
maximize it.
Sorry, Chiesa had 10 goals, 6 assists in 2019-20.
How much? 10 goals, 6 assists.
Yeah.
2019, 2020? Isn't that when he was with us?
Fiorentina.
Oh, that was his last season.
Yeah.
So 10 goals.
That's when he was popping off, and then we bought him.
Yeah. And he's never done a double-double, right? I don't think he's done double digits on both.
No, his numbers for Juve are bad. I know he hasn't played as many matches, but his first year with us, and that he came later in the season, I think he had already scored 3 with Fiorentina, and he got another 8. So that was a good season, yeah. Like we got him when he was hot, and it has literally been post injury. It just completely dropped.
It's unfortunate for him, right? Some people say that I think Chris Smalling took Chiesa's soul in a sense.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough because looking back at those numbers, like, I remember why there was all that hype now. He was on fire.
He was absolutely insane. Like he was cracked. But it's just like even now, like during his loans, like during his loan spell when he was like technically with us, but on loan, 44 appearances and 10 goals. Then after that, 39 and 8.
But no to Jeff's question: if we sell Chiesa, should we go for Dybala?
No.
If we're gonna bring anybody back, it's Bernadeschi.
But let's ask the question because it's an tinfoil hat show. We're fucking around here, right? So like, Dybala having a 13 mil release clause and the highest his salary will go is 6 million a season. Would you do it for 2 or 3 years?
For who? Sorry?
Paulo Dybala?
No. No.
You wouldn't do it?
No, I was never a fan of him. He doesn't have the grit that
Do you
I
want to?
want.
Do you want to? Because we can do it. Do you want to throw a poll up?
I suppose. Okay.
Just because I think, or it's just like, just from the financials of it, right, guys? Like, let me throw it on there. Would you be willing to take Paulo?
For how much a season?
No, I'm just saying take Paulo back.
Just in general.
Just
Do you
in
want it
general.
back?
Just post a general poll because financially, it's not bad with what he's making. I think he's making like 3 to 4 mil at Roma, and I think his release clause for non-Italians is 13 million. So probably, I think we would have to pay what 20 million to get him. But the question is,
I think that might expire after. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm talking out of my ass.
we don't know. You know, I'm just going off of what we saw in January. But would you bring Paulo if say that we continue with Allegri, right? Allegri is still the coach after next year. It's not going to be.
Is this
Thiago
assuming?
Motta.
Do we get rid of Chiesa as well, or just bring Paulo
Chiesa's
back?
gone. Say Chiesa's out the door. Do we take Paulo Dybala back?
Okay.
Like, is that something we would entertain? Because ironically, I'm pretty sure he would come back.
Poll is live.
So let's throw that in the poll. You guys think about it. But Dybala will break Yildiz' development. I think they'll kind of alternate between the two. I think because Yildiz will probably get more minutes than Dybala. David says we need a common denominator that gives us offensive stability and routine. That's also very true. Vlad says, "Give me Berna. We haven't won a Scudetto without him."
There you go.
And then Jeff says, "Yeah, I'll take Paulo back."
Put it in the poll.
Elliot.
Sorry.
Elliot
It's
says,
getting
"Berna had 11 goals in 16-17 at Fiorentina. After we bought him, we couldn't score after that. He couldn't score that amount in 3 years."
Yeah.
I just like, if I'm Giuntoli, I would just stop buying players from Fiorentina. Like, just stop.
I'd be probably ass.
Like, I would blacklist Fiorentina from the transfer market.
Especially if they're gonna. Well, who knows what the Saudis be like? Yeah, sure, take a couple million. Sure, take this guy. Let's sure. Like, do you want to pivot into the Saudis?
If you want.
I mean, we've been kind of very single-mindedly going at this one situation for a while here.
Hey, it's what the people want. We can pivot. We got a bunch of material we can cover today.
There is really a lot, and it's almost 40 minutes in, and we've
So
basically
go.
talked to Allegri and Chiesa.
Go. We'll review the poll later. So whatever you want.
Yeah, we can bring it back. All
It's
right,
a
let's just
template.
mention it. Since I mean, it's just naturally we just talked about it. $1 billion for Roma. What the fuck? Who? Who and why?
300 million of it. So 300 million of it is going to
For a
the
new
new
stadium.
stadium.
Yes, but that is substantial.
Do it. I think they should do it. Why not? No, they should. In my opinion, they should. I think they should because
They'd completely shake everything up.
it would. One, I think, because here's the thing with the PI. If it's the PIF, the same people that own Newcastle, don't worry, they're not going to spend 900 million to build a super squad. PIF is not going to do that. PIF, even with Newcastle, are like, look, we're buying players to actually generally build it. The PSG model has been shown that it sucks, and people are not going to do it anymore. Even with Manchester City, it took them a shit long time to win the Champions League. So even Man City now is like, okay, we've won it. We're going to pivot. We're not just going to splash a ridiculous amount, but they're the Premier League. They're a little bit different. They operate on a different world. But like, for example, PSG has stopped splashing a ridiculous amount of money. So even with Newcastle, PIF is not splashing a ridiculous amount of money for that roster.
I was actually a little surprised. I thought they were going to come in and just be like,
so if the PIF were to purchase Roma, it's good because one, they'll build the squad from the ground up, and two, Italy, and this is for the sake of Serie A, they need contenders for Europa League and contenders for Champions League too. But I think Juve, Inter, and Milan, their duty is to be the top three for the Champions League at all times. Where I think Roma and Lazio should be competing for Europa League titles on a consistent basis until they're able to take that next step. Because if you want Italy to look and be more successful, you need more clubs to have more money. So I'm fine with it, right? Like for me, I'm okay with it. I don't have an issue with it. David says the PIF say that they can't pay for anything for transfers right now because they splashed already what they could and the revenue streams allowed them. Yeah, like they're not going. And again, with Roma's income is shit. Like it's not that good, so they're not going to be able to overspend in a sense. So I don't think so. They paid 75 for Isak, 40 or I'm sorry, yeah, for Isak, Tonali 75, 45 for Gordon. Yeah, was it outrageous though? I don't think it was too outrageous. And the Premier League inflates values of players at the same time too. I don't see them dropping like in Roma 80 million for a player. I very very much so doubt it.
And this is the question: can the PIF splash money on Chiesa?
Chiesa.
The polls locked in at 50-50.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
People are over the soap opera. Some people want him back. Some people don't.
I'm over.
Fair,
You know, I hate that
conversation.
style of player. I'm just like, whatever. Just shut up and play football.
I am getting irritated of us having prima donnas as our main guys for Juve right now.
Yeah, leave the crying to us. That's our job. To cry on the internet.
That's what I find disgusting, right? Because like I kind of miss the days of old where Chiellini was your guy, Buffon was your guy, Mandzukic was your guy, Tevez was your guy. Morata was not a diva at all. I like there was players whatever it was kind of towards the twilight of his career, but Liechtensteiner, Pjanic, not really much of a diva. Khedira, Higuain, yeah, but Higuain balled out when he was with us, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna have complaint. Yeah.
Like for example, you look at it recently. De Ligt, diva. Ronaldo, diva. Dybala, diva. Chiesa, diva. Dusan, diva.
Ronaldo almost has an excuse to.
He is good enough
points,
to do that.
yes.
Right? He's good enough to do that, but I'm just like, and this is I think on Bala, on a cheap deal, it's a no-brainer for me because he fits the role we need.
Yeah, and again, are we staying with that 3-5-2?
If it's Mota, then we reevaluate this conversation, right?
Yeah,
this is something that we to be continued because the news is saying that Giuntoli wants Mota. He's like the front runner. If it's Mota, we have to look at a different profiles. Then Felipe Anderson becomes lucrative in a sense, despite how they performed against Bayern.
We're gonna have to almost rethink everything if Allegri is gone at the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's still very to be
very
determined.
To be determined.
Yes.
So that's going to be a different conversation. But
What
lost my train of thought.
in the recording booth?
Who?
Samardich and Keenan. I read Keenan,
Keenan.
and I'm like, to be an alternate to Keen. I'm like, what? No, I read it wrong. I'm like, what the fuck?
And this is where I think David brings a good point, right? And I think this is one of the things. This is where I'm going with my mind too. Is him and Yildiz can rotate, so Dybala and Yildiz can essentially rotate games because Dybala isn't going to be fit all the damn time.
What, guys? I kind of love how you're all low key Berna fans.
Come on, Gypsy. Come on. Well done.
But I'm kind of really over the whole Juve diva era. Like I want players with grit. Like I'm sick and tired of these divas that we keep signing. It's really, really irritating. Like I don't know, man. Maybe this is just the new generation, how people are recently, but it's dumb. It's frustrating. Okay, let's kind of get to some of these articles.
Yeah, surprise me with some stuff here tonight. I'll bring up my Discord as well, and we'll look at some things.
So
and
the first one, I promised Vlad that we would cover this, but we never got around.
Vlad promised that he would show up on the Colin show last weekend, and he didn't. So fuck him.
Well, Vlad was sick, so Vlad gets
No, that was 2 weeks ago. So he said he was going to come last week, and he didn't.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is about Morata.
Speaking of Vlad, he's always been Bernasexual.
All right, shall I zoom in so you folks can see better?
The Bernadeschi, yes. Sorry, I was on the Bernasexual thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Inter-CEO Beppe Morata confirms he has already informed Aurelio De Laurentiis about talks with Peter Zielinski and confirms the club are pushing to extend with Lautaro Martinez and Nicola Barella.
But that's not the juicy part. So
okay.
it's down here. So it says here, how do Inter manage to get so many free agents? It starts with the work in the technical areas and the scouts. Right now, we contract and negotiate with all players. It'll be easier for us because we represent Inter. We've won 6 trophies and reached a Champions League final. And we're based in Milan, which is fundamental for the players' wives. Mob wife rule. So this is the other thing I kind of want to look at. So here, this is what I thought was funny. Morata has recently signed a new contract with Inter. Does he see himself at the club until the end of his career? I've extended my contract until 27, and then I'll be 70. I love football, and I love to remain in this environment to create a new life for myself in politics. There you go, PM Beppe Morata. He is going to be the next prime minister of Italy.
Okay, so first off, I'm thinking right away like Berlusconi, politics and football.
I'm telling you, he's going to go for it.
Now, he says a political level. That could mean, like, taking the Fiji position. Like football politics. It doesn't necessarily mean national politics. He left that fairly broad and open-ended, right? Political, not politics. So I think he's kind of looking at taking Gravina's job, maybe. That's where I go with it. What do you guys think? Is he is he going go full Berlusconi or
Berlusconi or Gravina? Berlusconi or Gravina? That's going to probably be another poll. Should Beppe Morata be the next Berlusconi or should Beppe Morata be the next Gravina? Pick one of two.
Okay, so I'll end this one. It's 55% no, so it's close.
So people don't want him back. So Dybala, sorry, you have been voted off the island.
Okay.
So the next poll.
Should Beppe Morata go either full I probably right Berlusconi. Oh my god, I gotta concentrate. Berlusconi. If I screw up the typing, just bear with me. Full Gravina. But you never go full. The word you can never say on YouTube anymore because they canceled you.
Okay.
Tropic Thunder quote, guys. Tropic Thunder. You never go full. You know that one.
I'm just a dude pretending to be a dude dressed up as another dude.
Man, there's so many. Like, that movie is kind of trash, but kind of amazing all at the same time.
That movie is practically everything of full culture appropriation and would absolutely get smoked in this day and age. All right, so the other article that we're going to react to, Juventus face a great deal of difficulty in the renewal of central midfielder Adrien Rabiot. So with 6 months remaining in the Frenchman's contract with the Bianconeri, Juventus are confronted with a high degree of complexity regarding the renewal. Pavan of Tulto says such remaining on his contract. The 28-year-old has a great deal of suitors who are keen to acquiring his services on a Bosman. And so it says, consequently, interest from top clubs, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, make it difficult for Allegri's to reach an agreement on extending his salary, preventing him from departing Juventus. So far this season, Rabiot has been pivotal in the tactical system. Remains to be unseen where he is going. Really, that's it. There's nothing to it. So
yeah, this is a little shallow.
Very shallow.
Yeah, we know
Small
he
cup.
might leave.
A
We
cup.
know he might.
Little titties.
He might stay. He might leave. He might ask for more. He might ask for less.
I think this is just kind of frustrating because, like, my frustrating with Rabiot is just the whole contract hoopla, right? Like, I'll wait until the end of the season to decide where I'm going to go. Like,
It's his mom. We know that.
with all
That's
due
why we showed
respect,
her.
bro, it fucks up transfer strategy because if you have him on lock, you know you got him. If you don't have him on lock, then you know you got to replace him. Right now, we're in limbo with it. Like, this is.
I think our management knows well enough that they have. This is why they're in contacts with Koopmeier, Samardich, whatever. So if we lose Rabiot as well, we have to go for the second profile. I think we got this on lock.
So that's my only gripe that I have is like, yeah. If Max stays, I'm pretty sure Rabiot stays. I think that's right. I think that's it. And I think Giuntoli has been awarded essentially some trust in that one. But do you guys in the chat have any thoughts about this? What do you guys feel about? And I think everyone's saying, if Max stays, Rabiot stays. So unfortunately for the Allegri out people and the Rabiot in people, you got to pick one. You got to pick one. Which did you know? Some Muppets spent a few $100K to put an Allegri out ad in Times
Was
Square.
that actually real or just
It is.
photoshopped?
It is real.
And that was Times Square.
Times Square.
You know what? Like, what a shitty bunch of people. If that's where you're spending your money, why don't you do good with the world? That's what you spend your trash on.
They
Like,
are
just
doing
do
good.
better.
Dave, they are doing. What are you talking about? They are philanthropy experts. They are making it so.
Yeah, they
we
probably
do not-
got a fucking tax write off too. They probably had some
they
fucking
probably
church
did.
or some shit.
But no, they're trying to spare us of the disgustingness.
No,
that
just
is
do
Allegri.
better. Just do something with your life. Either, like, that's the trash you're gonna spend money on. Like, you can do actual good things. Why don't you? There's a bunch of hungry ass people in that trash city of yours of New York. Why don't you fucking feed them?
What if
Jesus Christ!
what if it was Reno? Oh my god.
Fucking feed the people. I don't know. There's a bunch
funny.
of hungry ass people in
I
Vancouver
could-
too.
I could just imagine him filming. He's like, "Hey, I made a video of me doing the Allegri out banner. It's all banter, guys. Relax. It's just funny games.
Fuck those
just-
people. That's not banter. Fuck those people.
That'd be funny. I'd just be curious to see who spent $100,000.
Yeah, fucking show up. Let's go right here. You got
Like,
money. You got time to spare. Let's go.
Like I would just love to see that person.
I do want to see that person. I want to know why they were so dumb with their fucking money. I don't care if they have $1 billion. Like, just do better with it.
Could you imagine though if someone just wanted to be a dick and got a Federico Chiesa out banner in Times Square?
I just don't see. And like, how many people? Yeah, there's a bunch of wops in New York. I get it. So there's probably a couple thousand people that saw it and understood it, but really, it's just do better. That being said, it's Times Square, and it's just like
It's nobody there
it's the
knows.
billboard of Cespulian. You know, it's just there's just nothing but trash. It's absolute trash. So you know what? If you want to be absolute trash, that's where you put your advertisement. There you go.
Could you imagine like just New Yorkers walking by like, "Hey man, what's that Allegri board? What the hell is what's an Allegri? Where's my fucking cab? I keep seeing this Allegri out bullshit. I don't even know what this is. Is that like a bad sex move or something? Like, what is this? What are you talking about?" Like,
Normal people don't go to Times. Yeah, it's just tourists and drug addicts, I guess. I mean, I've been there. I popped out of the subway. I mean,
Just
from
homeless
the
people
airport, you go from the airport to New York, you pop out in Times Square. It just
it's
fucking happens.
Just homeless people that go and do shit at Times Square. You know how terrible New Year's Eve at Times Square is? People wear fucking diapers because they can't, no access to a restroom.
Yeah, just New Year's Eve is trash in general. I don't do any of that crap. It's like, well, hey, it's the calendar. It's a different day.
That sounds like Antonio. Forget about it. You get yourself an Allegri, who is better than this. Who is the Sari's Bulls? Like, what is the Sari's Bulls? They're like, God, I love Antonio. Antonio is a national treasure, and he must be
Okay.
protected at all
You know
costs.
what? Carry this one. I gotta. It's the days are getting later, so unfortunately, I gotta lock the chickens up later, and it's
Gotta
just,
lock
it-
his cocks. His
Gotta
cocks are
lock my
roaming.
cocks.
Dave's roaming with cocks. We gotta
Locking
lock
my
him up.
cocks up, guys. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. As Dave quickly goes to essentially sort out his cocks. So the one thing we'll talk next. So this is from Romeo Agresti. So Romeo Agresti spoke on Juventus, and I wrote this down. Coach for 24-25 season certainly already exists in the head of Juventus. We must be good at understanding who he is. If I have to give it to you, not news, but a perception, I can say that Juve will change the technical leadership. So, I'm not really sure what that means, right? So we don't know for sure if that's an actual Allegri's out of the door or he's not in, we're adjusting some technical staff inside. But I don't know. It's just maybe Agresti's just popping a little bit of smoke and mirrors. We don't know what the alternative is well, and we're just not really sure on what that is, because Agresti did pop out a lot of things that I'll also kind of trend into for sure from the Juventus Bus. I believe it was a stream on Twitch. I think that's when Juventus Bus does it. But I think it's just going to beg the question, right? I think we're trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Max Allegri at the end of the season. Is he going to retire? Is he going to step down? He's not getting sacked. I think I need to make that perfectly clear to folks, right? He will not get the sack. He is not going to get the sack. He will not get fired. The only way that he is not coaching is if he walks away himself. Because it's just Elkin will not sign off on a sacking, right? So I think at this point, I think the media is just pushing for clicks because Juve have not been doing well in 3 games because prior to the Empoli game, how many people have been saying Allegri out besides like the hardcore Allegri out of stands that just absolutely hate this guy for no reason. So let me know what you guys think, and then we'll kind of go into the next segment, which involves Kostic and Weah. David says, Antonio, that food YouTuber pseudo-Italian. That's funny. Jeff says, bro, we have to be honest, but my take on Allegri is if that Allegri and Inzaghi were to swap clubs, Inter would be 15 points ahead of us, and Inzaghi would struggle to get us to the top 4. Yeah, I think so. Italian media is pushing this Allegri out agenda so hard down our throats. We know Max isn't a quitter. He keeps pushing through. Jeff says, Emperor Max is here to stay, my precious. David says, I agree with Jeff, but the rat face is not as bad as you say. Oh, rat face Inzaghi. All right, so I'm going to pull up the next thing that I want to talk about because this was in collaboration in a sense. Is this? Oh, it's a tweet. I want an actual article, not a tweet. Okay, so following some statements that Romeo Agresti made on Juventus is Filip Kostic is going to be leaving at the end of the season, so he's not going to be here next season. So a lot of you guys can rejoice on Filip Kostic not being here because he is gone at the end of the season. So yay! Because I think at this point, I think it's safe to say that people's reactions towards Kostic are quite similar to this. So Kostic will be out at the end of the season. However, I think this one thing that is a little bit surprising or shockingly is that Timothy Weah is risking a potential transfer at the end of the summer or at the end of the season. Not really sure why. Maybe he just hasn't assimilated well. I don't know. You spent 10 million on him. Like there's not really that much of an expectation on Timmy, right? If he contributes to some assists, plays some games, is able to do stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be the case, right? Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused here. Maybe play him on the left wing. Like who knows? Or maybe just let me ask you guys in the chat. What are your guys' thoughts on Timmy Weah so far at Juve? Has he done well? Has he exceeded your expectations? Has he not exceeded your expectations? He's dog shit, or he's just there for the Juve content creators on Instagram. So let's kick it off with Jeff. Jeff says, I would keep Kostic if we continue with 3 at the back. I think we're going to transition away from that. I don't see us doing a 3 at the back soon. I think we're really going to move away from it. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be the case in point. I think if Allegri wants to, his end game is when he wants to, right? He wants to move to a back 4. Pragmatic coaches like back 4s. Same thing with Thiago Motta. If Thiago Motta is going to come into this club, as people are hoping for, he is going to switch to a back 4. He wants to play with 4 at the back. So regardless of whoever takes over, I think that kind of indicates to Kostic that like, hey, and I think Kostic himself knows, hey, my time is done. I think I need to move and get out of here. So tactically, I understand it, right? I think it makes sense for him to be on his way out. So I see that happening, and it could be a potential. So let's talk about your thoughts on the Weah, the Timmy boy. So David says, I like Kostic way more than Chiesa, and I don't know if we get better with money than we will with a Kostic sale. And Jeff says, he's been all right, kind of big. I think he says roaming. Vinny says Weah hasn't gotten a shot yet, which is true, which I'm a little bit perplexed on how they're willing to cut him off. David says, I just don't want Kostic as a starter, but I don't mind him staying.
So can we talk about that with Timmy? Because I didn't actually read that article yet because I thought we'd bring it up. So Timmy's on the chopping block?
Timmy is on the chopping block.
How much?
I don't know. They're just saying that Timmy risks being put on the chopping block at the end of the season.
Okay.
This is what Agresti said on Juventus. Timmy has been all right. He's kind of mid. Vlad says, but what if all of our players expect someone like Chiesa, who might be on his way out, are a better fit for 3 at the back? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I think the main staple of the 3 at the back is going to be Bremer.
Oh yeah.
I think that's
just any defensive formation.
So I don't know.
Bremer to change over to 4 if we do it.
I don't know, right? I really don't know, but I think from what the coaches want to play, I think that's what they want to do. But yeah, it's Timmy Weah on the chopping block apparently, because Weah just apparently isn't making Juve really tingle, because in consideration for replacing Timmy Weah, they're considering of using Tommaso Barbieri as the Timmy Weah replacement.
They think he's got what it takes, perhaps. Then, like maybe this kid's showing something, and
Maybe
Timmy they can cash in.
I don't remember where he is currently. I know he's loaned somewhere. I forgot where.
I would check if Ellen stopped knocking my hand aside.
So the question is, where is Tommaso
Barbieri. Yeah, he's with Transfer Market. He will tell us. I think is he not next gen still? We're gonna find out. Pisa left Pisa, joined next gen. Yeah, he's with. So he was with Pisa. He's back with next gen.
Oh, so he came back with the next gen. So I don't know. Well, we still wouldn't have. Well, unless I think McKennie would then. If we switch to the back 4, then I think McKennie becomes a right back. And because McKennie to me looks like he's done kind of what Trent Alexander-Arnold did, because Arnold was like a midfielder / winger.
Yeah, sort. So I can see it, but it would be an interesting move.
I think McKennie is a lot more physical than Trent is, because I think Trent is terrible defensively.
Tiny. Yeah,
McKennie's a lot more better defensively than Trent. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Everyone, like Vlad is saying, like Weah kind of phased out after he got hurt and just was not the same after. Vinny says, at this point, no one is untouchable, even Bremer. Yeah, Juve told all Premier Leagues with their intermediaries, bidding starts at 70 million. If you're coming at me with anything lower, F off.
that was a couple weeks ago too. I feel like 70 is low, and maybe that's just my own bias. But people say they paid that for Maguire, and he's trash.
Vlad says, if we move to a 4 at the back, we need I think Giallo is going to be the left back. Giallo or Cauliflower.
Calafiore. Yeah, Giallo we already yet to see as well. We're talking about Charlie, but how about Giallo?
So it's going to be either Giallo, or if they purchase Cauliflower from Bologna, that might be it.
That would be interesting if they do.
It's not Serie A quality. I don't think he's coming in as a starter, to be honest with you.
But like, you still need a way out replacement. Who? You still need somebody. There needs to be somebody better there, right? This is what I'm saying. There still needs to be somebody better. If Barbieri doesn't have it, or maybe we're all dumb and he does and we don't see it, and he's going to come to Serie A and knock it off. But I probably not, because we saw Charlie get minutes. Like, this Charlie just came out from next gen. Hey guys, I'm here.
Yeah, personally, I don't think I'm not. You're not. What are you going to sell Weah for? 5 million, 6 million? Like I don't.
I feel like his value has gone up, so I will check this transfer market. Timmy, love it. George Weah is still there. 57 years old. Market value at $14 million, and it's basically stayed the same since we got him. Which, I mean, it's been 6 months, so
yeah. David says, I give Weah a second full preseason with Juve and see where we are at the start of the season. Don't need to get rid of him that quickly.
You can tell Vince is Canadian because he ends with A.
9 digits, eh? Well, Manu says, Gentili said we won't sell him at anything less than 100 million. So
yeah, I felt like I heard that 100 million report as well. I didn't know if it was all hearsay, but yes.
He says, I don't see Giallo or Calafiori as a left back. Cambiaso is our left back of the future. Unless Cambiaso.
You still need a number 2.
Unless Cambiaso gets bought out by Real Madrid. Do you think
But apparently, well, of course, everyone has a price. They wanted 45. How much do you think Cambiaso is realistically worth? Because I think he's good and he has a lot of potential, but I don't think he's like at that level yet.
I think so. This is a good question. Do you think Hoyson will be loaned out? We will have more.
I think he gets another full year at Roma. That's my prediction.
I could see him staying at Rome for another year as a loanee, or if we do a lot of movement at the back, I see him being. But he's got to go above Regani.
Guys, we need more people in this poll. 9 people? You kidding me?
Only 9 votes. Damn.
After 17 minutes, Should Beppe Morata go either full Berlusconi, as in go like actual national politics, or full Gravina, as in just staying football politics? Get in there. I need talking about double digits tonight, guys. I need double digits on this poll.
Double digits. Do it.
One more, just one more.
Juan. Just give him Juan.
I just need a one.
Juan. Just give him a Juan.
Juan Quadrado. No, don't.
The next player that's on the chopping block is Samuel Illing. Illing Jr.
I know I've kind of been saying it for a while, but
he has not impressed Juve, and they are looking at. Well, Sandro's essentially out too as well. But essentially, though, what it is Samuel Illing has failed to impress the brass at Juve, and they're looking at selling him.
So Dave's saying, and there were some PL reports that say Juve may consider a package deal for Bremer and Chiesa as a right wing because Antony is shit and a one-trick pony with cutting from the right and finish with left foot. So they want the same thing? Cutting from the left and finishing with the Chiesa. He tries to curl it in with his right foot a lot. Yeah, it's basically the opposite.
What?
They just want the opposite shit.
They want Chiesa and Bremer for what, 170 million?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of numbers are we talking about?
What
here?
numbers are we talking about here? If you got 170 for those two, I think you would take it. I think you would. 170?
Oh fuck yeah! Oh fuck yeah, buds.
I mean, it would be dumb. It would be dumb. You're selling your best center back, but like, if let's throw this here. Let's have some fantasy. It's a tinfoil hat show, folks. If Man United came at you with 100 million and says, "Give me Bremer and Chiesa,"
150.
would you do it?
So that's essentially 75 for both, but I would see that more as 100 for Bremer and 50 for Chiesa. And when you breaking it down like that, I'm like, sell. Because yes, I mean, the last thing, selling Bremer would be so dumb.
It would be. Oh, absolutely. It's stupid. But I'm saying if they give you north
a lot,
if they give you north of 150, would you consider it?
I think that's pretty juicy.
Zakani.
Zakagni. I have heard there was some whispers of that last week. So yeah, maybe Zakagni's.
That kind of shows you what he's targeting, right? He's targeting blue collar players.
Yeah, that's very blue collar, which
Like,
I'm okay with. I like blue collar.
He's looking at blue collar cheap players in a sense.
His avatar thing here was this Final Fantasy. What are we looking at?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 17, I think.
Fuck, even with the number. Look at you.
Woohoo! I am a man of culture,
Fuck, he's
Dave.
got the breakdown. 90 Bremer, 60 Chiesa. No, I want 100 Bremer and 50 Chiesa, or it's no deal.
Yeah, it's got to be something north. Like,
Just because I feel that Bremer's worth 100 and fuck Chiesa.
It's got to be north of 160 if you really want to get me to the bargaining table.
Ooh, dash 160. Is this?
160.
I mean, you're just
That's just to get me
settle.
That's just to get me to the table.
Yeah, I know. You'd settle for 150. We know you'd settle for 150. That's a really good deal.
But I think so. Like, for example, and I think that's kind of what Giuntoli, I think, is trying to model this Juve as more of a blue collar team.
I am 100% okay with that.
Because think about it, right? The Paratici and Arriva Bene era have been, superstars. Mm-hmm. Delit, Ronaldo.
And it was great
Hardcore.
for the image building and going back to our whole discussion with the logo and like that whole rebrand, that re-imaging of the club. I mean, it was great. It brought us into the modern era. It was great because we were winning. But now back to reality. We gotta go blue collar again. Build that back up.
I think, and it's just like, because, like, for example, we've bought in so many superstars or so many players. Because, like, for example, Chiesa wasn't cheap. Chiesa was 60. Dusan was 85.
No,
Like,
Delect was
Delit 85,
85,
75,
yeah.
but bonuses, etc.
75 plus 10, yeah, I think is what it was.
So it's like you look at all those players. We played so much for them, and they all ended up being prima donnas and duds. Maybe like, for example, what Conte did in his first stint when he bought, those blue collars, the Giacarinis, the Quagliarellos of the world and stuff, and it's just like the Asamoahs, Lichtsteiner, right? Lichtsteiner was a poor man's right back at the time. I really think that's what Giuntoli is trying to do, because if you look at the Napoli side that he built, really the only player that he really overspent for something is Osimhen for that 90
Did,
some million.
did he? Because I mean,
Allegedly.
he
Allegedly.
sold for
Like,
20 million absolutely
players, yeah.
for like 4 bags of potato chips. You know, and somehow that didn't get flagged.
So, like for example, let's say fantasy football.
Speaking of prima donnas, I'm sorry. Come on,
here. Even I wouldn't fight for
Go
that,
on.
BJ.
go on. You will.
So let's have this conversation. So, like for example, you sell Allegri leaves, you bring in Thiago Motta. That means you want to.
You get Xerxes.
You would probably
And
get
who else do it?
Xerxes.
Ferguson. Xerxes and Ferguson.
You
in.
probably get Xerxes, Ferguson, Calafiori.
And
would
Calafiori,
probably-
yes.
You would probably look at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would probably give like a Zaccagni or Felipe Anderson too. You would want those blue.
I think
collar
Felipe
workers
is
to come.
coming. Like, I think that's no bullshit. Felipe is coming. It seems like they've agreed on shit. We just have to wait for the right time.
I think, like for example, I think like that's the direction that Gentoli wants to go. I think he wants to go blue collar workers. He wants Juve to have like a tactical system where they can plug and play blue collar workers, like a sustainable play style. I think that's one of the things, right? Because I think Juve tried going way too superstar esque the past 5-6 years, and the problem is if those guys can't create, your team sucks. Like if they can't cook, they suck. So I think now, and I think this might be Allegri's doing, or if Allegri leaves, it might be whoever takes over. I think Gentoli has made it clear where it's like, look, I want a system, whether it's counterattacking, possession based, low block, high block, these nuts. He's like, I don't care. I want a system established that Juve play where I can plug and play players at will, where I am not contractually dependent on an individual, where my franchise isn't dependent on a single piece, and that piece will have leverage. Because, guys, you got to understand this. If I am playing for Juve and I am the guy that is cooking, that is doing the 20 goals, 10 assists a season, and if I'm not on the field, my team suffers. If I'm injured, my team sucks. I have all the leverage in the world because I'm the guy that's making shit work. So I can demand an outrageous salary. I can demand privileges. I can demand things.
And Dash demands it all the time, and I still haven't paid him.
He hasn't paid me a cent. Bastard.
He's all talk.
I am very all talk. But what I think Gentoli, and I think Gentoli is learning that with Chiesa. He is learning that with Dusan. He is learning that he's seen that with Ronaldo, seen that with Delit. He has seen it with all of it. Where I think he's like, I don't want this to be like this. Like, I don't want this like that.
Okay, so Piff comes in, buys Roma. They buy all the prima donnas. We go completely blue collar and win the league that way.
I think
Bam.
we could. I think we can. I think
do
you
it.
can. I really think you can. Because, like, for example, I don't know if Tuchel's the best analogy, but no. So this is what PSG has been doing, right? PSG is trying to go towards that model now.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to do that.
Yeah, they just unfortunately have that super
They just-
expensive prima donna still.
Mbappe, but they'll probably leave. They'll lose him, and then they'll do that, right?
Does he go to Madrid? That's the real question.
The question is, does the Madrid locker room accept him?
That's actually the real question. Yes.
Because like he can go to Madrid, but at the same time, if for example, if you have Cruz, if you have Modric,
Oh man, yeah,
yeah,
that would
those
be
guys,
rough.
like-
That would be rough.
even Vinicius, because Vinicius has clout now there in that locker room.
Oh,
I mean,
here's-
could you
here's
imagine?
some-
Could you
here's
imagine
some
Sergio
names.
Ramos, Vucinic, Matri, Quagliarella? Yeah, we won the Scudetto with Matri as your striker. So I really think that's really the true Juventus reset. Is I think, and people might not like this, man, but
Oh, I love it. I'm down. Let's go blue collar. You know what? You know
but
what?
here's my conspiracy theory of the night. If there's an offer over of 60 million for Dusan, I think they sell him.
You think they clean? They could just clean house.
I think they do.
The
I
right
think they
offer.
do.
Let's go. Just rebuild
I
it.
think
It's
they
like throw Xerxes in.
Well, because here's the reason why. Because Xerxes has a $30 million buyout. That's his release
And I
fee,
mean,
30 million.
if you really, it might be expensive.
No,
But
you
if you're
sell- you sell
clearing
for 60,
out,
yeah.
like you still have like, oh, I still got like 30 million. What do I do with all this money?
because I think in the grand scheme of things, how I'm speculating things, I think Giuntoli wants to move Dusan. I think Giuntoli wants to move Chiesa. I think those are two pillars that he wants to get rid of. I think Kostic would be one that I think he wants to move as well. I'm not sure what he wants to do with Rabiot because it's yet to be seen what he wants to do with that. I think.
You think Dusan would refuse if like a Man City or a Real or PSG?
If an if a top club, and I think Bayern Munich might need to evaluate their striker room with Harry Kane.
Bayern.
Maybe same thing with PSG as well.
I think he'd be all right at Bayern.
So I think yeah, I could see this. Like for example, PSG, a Premier League team, I could see them offering it. I don't think, like for example, for me, I could very well see Giuntoli wanting to move Chiesa and Dusan because what we've learned this season is the squad is way too dependent on those two. Yeah. Way too dependent. And those guys are not, they're not dependable.
I love this comment from KB. The Juve have always been a blue-collar club. Reading the stories of the Fiat workers supporting Juve is a romantic story. Yet the cabbie that drove me to the Juve stadium, I don't think he was happy about it because he was a Torino fan. And he was like, Capitalisto, capitalista. He's just like, they're all just fucking capitalists. They don't care about the people. He was giving me some fucking spiel in Italian that I didn't completely understand, but I knew he was basically a fucking socialist. And apparently Fiat is bad for the country. I don't know, some shit like that. But just funny, different opinions, Boats thing. I'm glad Dusan's doing better now, but I don't feel attached to him. No, don't. Vanja, he belongs to Vanja Boats. Vlad, I don't see anyone but UA fans on the internet wanting to move Kostic.
The game yesterday kind of showed how important Kostic kind of is to the offensive side with his corner kicks. Like nobody else can take corner kicks if Kostic isn't there.
I mean, we've always, but the past 2 years we've been bad at set play situations, and this
Kostic has fixed the set play situation.
It sucks because he sucks in like the passage of play.
I know it's just his transitional play has a lot left to be desired, but like you could see it in corner kicks where you're just like, holy fuck!
Can't this be like the National League and have a designated hitter?
I know. Can he just be a DH, a DC, a designated crosser? Like
that's a baseball reference, by the way, for like 90% of the guys here that didn't get that. Oh man.
And this is, I think he's talking about PSG here, where they use young guys like Bradley Barcola, who's quick and good decision making, make sacrifices, the offensive input to help defenders. I think that's where Giuntoli, I think, is going to transition this Juve. And to be honest with you, I don't see a spot for Vlahovic or Chiesa in that regards.
Is it everyone? Not everyone, but like everyone that's valued over $40 million out.
In a sense.
Except Cambiasso.
Except Cambiasso and Locatelli. But Cambiasso plays like a blue-collar player.
No, he is. And Loca is obviously blue-collar, very much so.
Yeah. So I could...
McKennie is blue-collar as fuck. American blue-collar at that. Like, he just wants hoagies. Give him a hoagie and he's good.
Give me a hoagie and I'll cook. Because that's really what I'm getting to is I really do think that there's that. And unfortunately, and this is where I always find it ironic, but like, I think the market is starting to reset itself. Like, I think teams are kind of understanding, like, what the fuck? I'm not doing this shit anymore. Like,
it is. It's cyclical, of course.
Because, like, for example, the fact that PSG is doing that is huge. I think German Dave can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Bayern is starting to shift in that direction, too. Because, I mean, I think they've learned their lesson with Harry Kane and De Ligt.
And even you mentioning Newcastle, right? They come in, all this Saudi money and... they spend, but nothing insane.
Yeah, but like their biggest purchase was Tonali and that other guy, right?
Kenny's a Pennsylvania steel worker. I'm thinking because he's from Texas, he's just like a cattle hand, just picking up shit, scooping shit for days.
A Nashville oil worker? What? No, you got to be careful. He's trying to catch you in a trap with a D there. Vlad's a little
is he? Oh,
yeah.
I'm not gonna fall for that.
If you read that like with full speed, you might have said something that you didn't want to say.
No, I'm not.
So all I'm gonna say is,
how about that D, baby?
Yeah.
You know what? And in reference, I actually got upset because we were talking about Nima earlier. And we all, have our opinions. He made a post a couple weeks ago. I forgot which team it was, but he's like, I'm not even going to say that name. And it was just Buddy's last name, and it's a Portuguese name. And the player's name was Negrino, which just means like little blackie in Portuguese. Which, in English,
Sounds bad.
it sounds bad. I understand that. It actually does sound really bad. But that's also his name. And, like, do you not think that this guy from the whole Western world gets that same response? It's like, it's just his name. Just say his name. Because I work with the guy, right? And I'm not going to say his name, but it's kind of an embarrassing name. And the first time I met him, this is like, no, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, dude, like, your parents named you. Like, I don't care. Just tell me what your name is so I know what to call you. And he told me. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I see what you're coming from. I understand that, but it's cool. I'm not gonna be a douchebag about it, right? And it's the same thing. Like, it's just Buddy's name. Just who cares? And I think more so what I wanted to do here was just show that Nima, because I'm trying to beef him a little bit. I don't know if anybody's gonna bite, but when you bring light to that in like, oh, I'm not going to say that, you're actually making the situation worse. So I don't know if you just lack tact or if you're just like under an underlying racist and that was your way to like beat the X algorithm. Either way, come at me, bro.
I think, like, for example, I just think that guy's weird, man. Like, if you like, I don't know, and I don't know him personally, so I'm not really going to comment on it, but like, most of the people that are like simping over him are like 20-year-olds, and this is like a 40-year-old man. I just find that extremely creepy.
It's super creepy.
Like it's just weird, right? Like, I don't know. I just think it's weird. I really do. It's like, for example, someone that I know that was simping over Doosan, and he's got like a 20-year age gap over him, and I'm like, that's
weird. Yeah,
that's kind
don't
of
simp over 20-year-olds when you're like 40 something. Like, it's bad enough when you're just like, there's that hot girl that walks by you in the mall and you're just like all awkward because you're an old man and you know it, but you're still a man and you want to look, but you're not allowed to. You don't do it. It's not socially acceptable. Like, just keep it in your pants.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
So Dave's responding to this. So Bayern hasn't done it yet. They still depend on players on Kimmich and Gristek on the midfield. That's lost their hunger and wanted to play in a very lazy type of midfield. They gave an 18-year-old minutes, and he's doing good. He also says Sane is really lazy on the right side. We absolutely need Koeman right now, who is not there, though. The only problem is clubs know Bayern splashes 100 million around, so they, which they didn't do before. So you see, I told you, I think the market's resetting. It's finally going to reset. And Vlad says the only player it's okay to simp for is Federico Bernardeschi.
Oh my god, that's just for the lols, though. I mean,
that is 100% for the lols,
and that's okay. That's 100% okay. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just find the whole like player simping kind of weird. Like, I understand if you're like 15, 16 years old, and you're just like I get it. You look up to him, but like when you're mine and Dave's age, and like, I don't know.
Bones got it. Nah, only gross.
Only gross.
Because we're a bunch of creepy old men is what it comes down to.
You guys are a bunch of pervs. I don't know. It's just some of the stuff, like, just some of the stuff I read and some of the stuff I see. I'm just kind of like, I can't phrase it. So let me use this.
Brother, what's that?
I love this so much.
What's that, brother?
It's
I don't know why it gets me, but it just gets me.
I still think, damn, I don't know where that clip is, but there's one clip that will forever break me inside. I can't. I never made a bit for it, but it's just your reaction to the game.
Oh, the one that got clipped?
Yeah, the one that Bones made. I thought that one was hilarious.
We can get that. Okay, give me.
Here, no, I got it. I can pull it up. I can pull up the video.
I have a link of it somewhere.
I got the video. Don't worry. I just wanted to put it on the soundboard. I mean, we can show it. It's our own content.
Yeah, show it, but you can get it on the soundboard if you want.
Like, So Dave's reaction to certain things in life. Here we go.
Oh, fuck me. No. No more. Give me a beer.
That is going to hands down be one of the best sound bites ever of all time.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's so great.
I was very frustrated, as you can tell.
We were so frustrated that we made a video. Apparently, we made what was it like? Over 100,000.
Oh, it's OCW. It's a
OCW.
big like a calcio, big Italian calcio YouTube channel. Yeah, we
they
made
pulled
their
us.
like. It was Reno. Reno's like, bro, check this out. You made it.
I don't think it was Reno. It was
Yeah,
someone
Reno
else.
told me about it.
Oh, somebody else.
Because he subscribes to OCW, which I do too. I just don't understand what the fuck they're saying, so I don't watch them. But yeah,
Like,
we have beer. Yeah,
It was hilarious. Like
I put that in the Discord as well. I put the OCW video up there.
But like the problem was like they didn't take my like halftime rant. They just took you and I go.
Yeah, and I even said that. I gave him a comment. It's like, too bad you didn't like get a reaction. And I was referencing that clip we just showed. But like, yeah, I was like, oh man, too bad. Like I would have given you a better clip if you asked. You know, like this could have been so much more hilarious. But they were literally just clipping the goal reaction, the Sandro goal.
Like,
goal, whatever.
yeah, it was just that was pretty much it. And I was just kind of like, they picked like the worst thing to use. Like we
it wasn't our best. It was just like disappointed dads. Just
yeah,
like,
we said no. It's just like we sound like a woman faking an orgasm. Like that's how bad it was. We
yeah,
sounded
because
like
we were in denial. I was like, it's okay. We still have this. It's okay.
like we
No,
sound-
it's only one goal. It's early. We got this. It's Udinese. We're at home. We got this. It was like
we're just
pure
kinda
denial.
like, okay.
Pure
Like,
denial.
that's what I just found funny. It was just like, we were just like sitting there. It sounded like we faked an orgasm the entire time. I'm like, that's the clip that they bought. We're just kind of like, oh yeah. We're just like, oh, what? That was it? Because like if you look at all the videos going up into it, like everyone's like losing their mind, like, oh my god. Then
Yeah,
there's
and they
Game
were
of
all
Thrones.
Italian though, so of course they're like, and then there's me and Dash, and it's like,
Yeah, here. I think
the fuck was that?
we can react to ourselves without getting in trouble, so we'll react to ourselves. We'll give credit to those guys. OCW Sports. So we're just gonna get to like these were the guys before us.
Yeah, if they can take our content without asking, fuck it, we're showing theirs. Like whatever. It's not even theirs. It's the other people's that they took.
I know they took other people's content and they just compiled it. So like this guy.
Lautaro Giannetti, c'è fatto gol Lautaro, non l'abbiamo via da settimana passata, l'abbiamo via da settimana. Lautaro Giannetti. Lautaro Giannetti. Non ci ha segnato Lautaro Martinez, ci ha segnato Lautaro Giannetti. Lautaro Giannetti. Gente che oggi la partita la venire. Lautaro Giannetti. Non stanno dicendo fratello, mamma mia. Era Alexandro. Non lo so chi è perché mi sono perso l'inizio della... Mamma mia. Chi lo fa giocare, raga? Raga!
Sì.
Sono 10 anni che sto schifo giocatore! Sono 10 anni che mi sempre stessi cosa sta merda
He's going off of Alexandro.
Yeah, I know.
10 anni!
So this is us.
actually
This is
pretty
us.
good.
So this is us. So everybody's like reacting and going crazy, and then this is us. Terrible. Why are we here?
This is like pure disappointed dad. This is like, did you seriously just do that? Did you just?
Like we're sitting there, like, he's like, what the hell just happened? Everybody, like this one.
È stato clamoroso di Alexandra, Marica. Juventus sotto e adesso la formazione di Allegri che viene da 2 partite senza vincere deve ribaltarla. Attenzione perché non è facile.
So, hold on.
Io ho paura delle palle in testa. Vedi queste palle qua. Che t'ho detto io? Lo sapevo che...
Oh shit!
Like, why are we here? Like, why are we on this? I don't know if it was just like, Like here's Beppe. Like you got Beppe on here too.
Sotto la nostra curva. Toven la mette in mezzo, Brem! Poi per Udinese.
See, that's just like us. That's just like us.
And that's why it's funny because he's so just like, fuck. See,
Like Beppe's just like I feel like Beppe was holding it so back. Like I feel like he just wanted to say, "Fuck."
and that's the worst thing of going on the official channel that you can't just be like,
Well, yeah, you can't sound off. That was one of the things that we hated when we were on there because
one time and he almost called me out on it too because that's when he was still doing it with us to like keep the leash on, and I was like, fuck. He's like, what did you say? And I'm like, I just exasperated really heavily. I'm so disappointed now.
Like, hey, that's how you know. Like, for example, Beppe and us are like professional commentators because instead of us just going, it's just we're just kind of like, well, that's disappointing. Back to you, Dave.
And I'm like, oh my fuck! Just losing it. Professional. Who's professional? You're still not getting paid. You can't be a professional till you get fucking paid.
No, I don't get paid. Shit.
Sit your poor ass down, Dash. You ain't getting paid.
At least this guy doesn't react as much. But this guy, he's just like, "Adevento!"
No, this guy's good.
Io ho paura delle palle in testa. Gol. Le palle in testa anche dall'Udinese.
Che schifo. Che schifo.
He's. I wonder. I'm trying to find like. I'm also like trying to dabble.
There's so many Italians doing this.
They've got old guys doing this.
Oh my god, look at this guy.
They've got old guys doing this. What the hell? Holy shit.
Yeah, because nobody's got a
They even
fucking
got my-
job.
they
They're
even got my
Italians.
no-no.
Nobody's got a job.
My
This
grandpa's
is-
doing this is hilarious. I didn't realize how many content creators are out there.
Oh, in Italy? Yeah, I'm actually
Oh,
surprised myself,
shit.
but yeah, there's a lot there.
Gol dell'Udinese.
Chi l'ha fatto?
E vai,
Chi l'ha fatto?
There's a Milanista there.
I think this is like separate. Oh, he's on Twitch. That's why.
And Europeans like Twitch a lot more than Americans do.
We even have Napolitanos making watch-alongs for watching Juve. Like that's even funnier.
Oh, he's doing it? That's through Discord. Yeah, that's not like a full YouTube thing. He's just doing it through Discord.
This guy was doing it in his bed. This guy in the stadium.
Why would you stream from like actually inside your bed? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
10 anni.
Dejan! And then
And then us.
and then there's us.
LJJ, now I understand why some Juventini overreact. Yeah, I guess really when you put it in perspective, look at these guys.
You want to know? You want to know our biggest reaction? You want to know our biggest reaction? It's essentially Dave saying, "Wait for it." Terrible.
Fuck me.
That's it. That's it. They didn't even censor it. They just let that shit fly, but they did it to everybody else.
Yeah, because it's in English, I guess. Maybe they didn't even fucking know.
They're like this. Hey, Americano, he said fuck. Like,
Yeah.
and the next one, yeah, the next person after is the one with the tiggle bitties that Vlad likes. We know, chat. We know.
Oh, the one with the lips?
Yeah, the one. This one.
Yeah, lips.
That's actually a funny frame that we got on her there.
Oh my god, really? I am not attracted to
There
that.
there is Vlad's Vanya.
No, not doing it.
I bet you Vlad right now is trying to figure out who it is just for the sake of asking this simple question.
How about that D, baby?
It's all about that D.
It's all about it. Watching too much negativity really affects your health.
Well, Patch Adams says laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, it is. I think we try to work your guys' heart out a little bit with some stuff. Yeah, the lips.
Oh man.
Man. She makes my heart go boom, 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 boom. JC says, I want to see her.
Guys, you are filthy. We have a female watcher once in a while.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Come
with
on.
you
What if Ellie
guys?
was here? We're trying to keep our one
Jeez.
female demographic.
Jeez, you guys are a bunch of horny bastards. Man, don't let these guys get caught in a tree. By a tree.
In a tree?
Maybe. I don't know.
Watching
I don't
through the
think
window?
I don't think I can rip the audio of the clip though for the soundbite.
Why not?
For the thing where you're like, get me a beer. I can't. I guess it's just because it's
Okay, we'll work on that. We'll work on
that.
You can do that. You can at least get it from the main video.
I kind of wish I could
show her. Why do you guys want to see her so bad again?
No, why do you? No, just Google the video. Go on Discord and look at it.
Too many thirst men here.
Brother, stop it.
Oh man.
I got a clip. I'm gonna throw this up here.
The doggo. She's around. Doggo. Dave's what? What do you want to see mine of? What do you want to see of mine?
What?
JC. I want to see here. Bada droopy. Bada. You want to see my boobies? Is that what you're asking?
Jesus, Dave.
I don't know what's going on. He wants to see my boobies.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb. What the hell?
But do you know what he
man.
wrote? Is that Spanish? Let's say it's Spanish.
It's J-Car.
Babara boopies. Babara boobies.
Syntax error. What the hell?
Yes. He said yes. Yeah, he wants to see my boobies. You have. You just gotta go back to that old video. On not our channel.
I see what you did there.
It's true though. It wasn't our channel.
No, it wasn't.
But yeah, we fucked that guy off. We didn't really fuck him off, to be honest. We just kind of said, "Hey, we're gonna do this," and then he fucked us off. So
he never talked to us after that.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is.
He didn't like us.
And then I reached out to him and we talked a little bit, and then he stole our video, and then I was like, this might be another few months to a year. Yeah, so that's that.
Here's my response to all of you weirdos in the chat.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Oh, the boopy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. Not my favorite Family Guy reference. They do better. Try speak to Alan. Yeah. I think I disliked that joke so much because I knew a guy that I very much dislike, and he would always use that joke. He was one of those guys that wasn't naturally funny. He would just have to use everyone else's jokes as his own and then just repeat them. And he repeated that one so often that I fucked that one off. Do not like that skit as a result. Sorry, guys. Just I have issues with that one. It's a demon of mine that I must face myself. So, move on from the Jesus. Like we didn't even. There's so.
Brother's starving.
When are you guys gonna react to the super? Let's just do that. We're running out of time.
I
We
don't
got
know.
like 20
Can
minutes.
we react to them without getting copyright?
Well, I can talk about at least the Verbo one. I don't know if Verbo is. It's one of those. What are those like rentals? Those like house rentals. What's the name of that company?
Because Watch Mojo put out Top Gun.
Top Gun? What are you talking about?
What?
Did you say Top Gun?
No. Mojo uploaded a video with like the top 10.
Oh, Top 10. Sorry, I thought you were like Top Gun. Was there a Top Gun commercial? Am I missing a new Top Gun?
No.
Oh, coming in. Just came in to say, look at how many wins we have compared to Sandro starts. Oh, yeah.
That's petty. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. Commercials. If we just show commercials, are we not doing what they want and advertise them?
No, because it's like Watch Mojo. We have to search them, and then commercials get pissed about it. I don't know. They get anal about it. And Frankie just sent us a video where it was just like top 10.
So how do we do this? Or do we just do like a side thing on the Discord?
I think that might just be one of those things. that we
Okay,
got
we'll do a
sent
side thing on the Discord. Yeah.
Because we got to figure out a way around the copyright stuff for us to
Yeah.
actually like show it on
Copyright's
here
an
and,
issue,
and do it.
unfortunately. Okay, so we stumbled through that one. What else could we do? Let's kill 20 minutes here. Because I mean,
there's a
a
Joe
lot.
Biden. There's a Joe Biden commercial.
Is it?
What is it?
I heard there was a politician that had to apologize. Wasn't it RFK had to apologize to his family?
I don't know.
I know in Canada, they used a Newfoundlander song in a not very flattering commercial, and then the whole province got all pissed off and reacted to it, and they're like, "Hey, we won! Look, we made our own commercials." It's like
we made our own commercials.
Like nobody. There's like 400,000 on that whole island. Nobody
nobody cares.
It's like I get your cause and I appreciate it, but nobody, unfortunately, really cares.
Right.
Sorry, guys. I wonder what is the full population of Newfoundland. I gotta know this.
I'm trying to find
540,000, and it's a massive island. It's huge, and I'm pretty sure half of those people live in one city. Let's see. Like anybody cares. Like I just said, nobody cares about you guys, and here I am. Like, hey, let's care about them. 224. Okay, so there's my Canadiana. Nobody cares. Full Berlusconi. I left it going for a little bit. We have 11 votes now. Thank you very much. 64% for full Berlusconi and 36% for full Gravina. So they want him to go the national political party route. JC saying Joe Biden predicted the winner of the Super Bowl. Oh, that is kind of controversial. That would be. Yes, during the Super Bowl, it was aired and Joe Biden was in it. Okay, who did he predict, though? Which Siriati? I don't know anything about RFK, to be honest. I couldn't even say. How much do you know about this guy? He's one of your politicians. I really don't get, like, as a Canadian, I kind of get upset at Canadians who super get into like the intricacies of American politics. Not so much because they're just like generally interested, but because they're like, I'm a Trump supporter and we shouldn't, like Canada should be this way. And it's like, bro, we're not America. Just chill out, man. So I tend not to care, personally. I just really don't care.
Shit's funny. I think it's funny. I think this election cycle is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Oh, it will. It will. Like, as a bystander, like I was in upstate New York, like right on the border, and I went into this shop and I was just like fucking around, looking around, whatever, and I saw this mega hat, and it was on like a heavy discount because clearly nobody in that area really supported Trump, and I knew there's like people in my family, neighbors, whatever, that were like all psycho about Trump at the time, which I think is ridiculous because they're Canadian. So I was like, you know what, this will be a gimmick.
So let me ask you this: you think they were coping because of Trudeau?
Coping.
So like they were.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, because we had such a leftist hippie type prime minister that they found solace in a hyper conservative in Trump. Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
Like, because that's the one thing I could think of as like from a Canadian perspective, right? Like, I think the Canadians would essentially be, because like you all hate Trudeau, right? Like Trudeau is like the bane of your existence. This is me making assumptions.
Clearly not enough of us.
Clearly making an absolute atrocious
but clearly not enough of us think this way, because he has been around, is it like 10 years, something like that now? It's much too long. Yeah.
I think the one thing, and personally I'm not into politics, right? I don't really give a shit, because it's the same shit, just a different flip. I think the one thing that people aren't really understanding, and this goes in general for the entire world, not just the United States, and this is like my little TED talk. The original intent of government was to have the everyday workers from different background, different areas of, the country that they represent, all come together and essentially have dialogue, where it's like, hey, this is one of the issues that we're doing here. Oh, really? This is an issue that we have. Oh, cool. I have this issue too. And then you would have three separate people or three different entities work together to essentially find a solution for what the issue is. So you get different perspectives from farmers, from industrialists, from et cetera, blah, blah, blah. The issue where I think government in the world went wrong, and I think tragically wrong, is when it became a career. Because it was originally, the original intent of it was a civic duty where you would do it to better serve your community, to make your place a better place to live. However, now you have it become a career where most of these guys get unlimited insurance for life, 6-figure salaries, and all they got to do is just take lobbyist money because let's be honest now, corporations are like, hey, want to stay and do what you do? Vote yes for this or throw this into this bill or do this and that. Because most politicians, and I'm going to go from the American perspective, none of them read whatever the F they're signing. Like if you look at a bill or a law that gets passed, the whatever act, and there's a bunch of other shit and there's a bunch of shit that people throw in there just to throw it in there, nobody reads it. If you ask your congressman what the hell you just signed, they won't be able to tell you. They won't. It's the honest truth, because this is why I think at this point, I honestly think government's just not that good anymore because it's become a career. You have a bunch of schmucks going to college saying, I'm going in for political science. What the fuck's political science?
It is a little weird how you think about that.
Like
yeah, I'm just going to study how to do.
What is political science?
It's theory. It's a pure theoretical, and I'm saying it's a pure theoretical science. Is that even a thing?
It's
is theoretical science a thing? The question of the evening.
Well, that's where like I'm finding it extremely confusing, right? Where it's just like, what is does anybody in the chat know what political science is? Because like back then, like I still don't understand it. Like there's a science to politics. It's just whoever gets on their knees better.
Oh boy, JC, no one reads the terms and conditions either. Yes, but we're also not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do so.
Yeah, we're not paid to read those.
If I was paid, if I was given 150 grand a year to read the terms and conditions, I would read the fucking terms and conditions.
It's true. It's like you got a bunch of, senile old bleepers that just sit there and it's like, hey, you're running for re-election?
That's literally your president.
Hey, Theory, my Botox.
Do you read like every time you install like WinZip, for instance? Do you read the terms and conditions? Oh fuck! Political science is when the powerhouse of the cell is the mitochondria. That's funny. That one. Political science is what Deserve Italiano and Modest Simp study.
That is funny.
We have a gender studies degree.
We have a basket weaving degree out there too. There's basket weaving. There's like
basket weaving is the joke we always use to like just say you have a useless degree.
That's any liberal arts degree. Like I'm going to be honest with you. That's practically a liberal arts degree.
There was when I was going through college. I remember seeing, because it's when Harry Potter was big, like a Harry Potter studies course. And I was like, yeah, you can get credits for this shit. What the fuck?
like here's the one thing where, and I don't mean to throw a jab if anyone has this, right? But like I'm always confused with communications degrees. Like, what's a communication degree? Like I am a bachelor.
That's pretty general, yeah. Like I guess it depends on what they're.
If you're going into radio, like broadcast arts, I understand that broadcasting arts is an actual thing. Like it's a skill that you need to have.
Yeah.
Like I get that. But like for example, I've had people come up to me, oh, I've got a communication degree and a minor in French. Like I understand. Like I understand.
I gotta get that. Sorry,
Dave's leaving me again. Unbelievable. So. Yeah, I think that's one of those things, right? Where it's just like, there's one of those things in the United States where people were pushed into going into college, right? That was one of the big things. Everybody needs a degree, get a degree, blah, 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 blah. And it's like people were going into college and getting like really random ass degrees that made absolutely no sense. Like, look, maybe I'm privileged because I have engineering degrees and whatnot, but I went through the ringer. I still think engineering school is harder than med school. Come at me, bro. But I don't know. It's just, it gives me a little bit of, yes, nice chair. Back to you, chair. But like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, for example, there's some degrees that were created out there where I don't understand what it is, right? And Bones brings up this really big, this good point here. Well, sometimes school forces you to take extra shit for no reason. right? You want to know why? Because it got to the point where when secondary school or colleges became more than just what they are, right? They became an institution to make money. Why? They give you filler classes that you pay money for. They gave you the prereqs so you can get to the actual stuff. And the actual stuff that you learn is, I'll tell you this, I've been an engineer for almost 10 years now. Most of the stuff I've done in school, if not all of it, has not applied to me in my actual job. None of it. I've learned, you want to know how I've learned everything that I'm able to do now? By sitting down with the older folk and watching what they do and asking them questions. I think that's probably the best way that you learn is find an old fart, find a elderly individual, ask them to mentor you and follow and absorb all of the crap that they do. I think that has been the way that I've gone through my career. That's how I've been through college. It's one of those things where college to me is an institution where people just get robbed blind. And here's the crazy thing about it. A lot of colleges are tax-free. They don't even pay tax because they're a public institution, even though they charge you up the wazoo. Gumpatro says they made a cartel out of college. Have this degree or you can't become a corporate slave. That's very true. Very, very true. Dave says communication just teaches you how to articulate with occasions, but I don't know why the hell it's a degree on its own, because whatever you study, there is a communication course built into it. Exactly. That's where I have one of my questions about. Like, I don't understand what that is, right? I want to know what it is. Bone says they're just making you take classes for money. Pretty much, Compacho. LJJ says, what do I have? I have a bachelor, or I have a engineering degree, so I've got two. So I've got one in electrical system and electrical engineering. My second one is on computer hardware engineering. So I'm a uber nerd, big nerd. David says, I had communications in law, but now in sports management as well. But you see, you're supplementing it. It's a supplementation to something. I've had people that have come up, like, I've interviewed people and they've had like some of the weirdest degrees, and I'm just like sitting here like, what the hell? Like, how can you sit there and just say, I am going to go for this degree and that's it? At that point, to be honest with you folks, you're better off going to trade school. And I still think, if anything, I think most of people should go learn a trade. I think a trade is an invaluable skill.
I did it, and it pays well.
It does. It pays more. Plumbers get paid more than most college graduates. Like, let's be honest with you. And this isn't me knocking on finance folk, like accountants and shit. A plumber will make more money and works less than an accountant. HVAC technician, yeah, it's a shitty job. It can be, but you make more money. Mechanics. Dave can attest to this one. Dave is a mechanic. They make
it depends what type of mechanic. But you can make either like absolute trash, or you can do very well for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you have to do the effort. You have to put the work in. It's just not like you pick something and cha-ching. To be honest with you, originally, yes, I loved repairing computers and stuff like that, but I was a little bit selfish because I knew going in engineering, you make bank to an extent. So I was just kind of like,
oh, yeah, computer repair doesn't make any money.
Yeah, computer repair doesn't, but being an energy. So what I am is I'm essentially an environmental engineer. So I investigate HVAC systems. I investigate a bunch of stuff, how buildings use stuff and how to reduce their footprint. Because now, how the whole trend to going into cleaner energy efficiency is booming. So I got ahead of the curve. Thank you.
Show us your ring.
Show us my ring.
Do you not have an engineer's ring?
I have one, but I don't. Dude, that thing's collected dust. I think it was one of the most corniest things ever. It's so tacky, so tacky. So this is the one thing I kind of want to ask, right? So that's exactly how pharmacy used 10% of, because like here's the one thing, and this isn't me ripping on med school, on pharmacy, or being in the medical field. Is med school and pharmacy school essentially like I call it flashcard college?
I could ask my sister because she's
like you remember terminologies. Like, yeah, you need to do chemistry, right? Like there is chemistry that you need to do.
Yes.
There's a lot of chemistry, but like, for example, different things, different drugs, different this. Like it's a bunch of flashcards in a sense, and chemical equations of how to mix and do stuff. That's what I've always had the interpretation of what med school is. It was like when I was in college, the engineers used to call it flashcard college.
Yeah, well, there's always those rivalries. Maybe I don't know.
There's a huge rivalry between engineers.
But I think, a lot with becoming a doctor is
engineers and doctors.
Practice. Engineers too is getting in the field, but we know there's a lot of theoretical engineers. Doctors, I mean, they have the part where they're in the field, right? And like the practice part, or what do they call it? The internship. Yeah. It gets real at that point.
But the funny thing is the one thing that doctors and engineers will agree on is that business students and doctor and med school and engineering school washouts. So that's one of the things, one of the inside jokes that they have.
Or just that guy's like, bro, trust me, bro. I know how to get rich. I'm gonna
The reason,
take it.
the reason why the engineers don't have beef with the lawyers is because the engineers always talk with the lawyers when they're designing a product just to make sure that they don't get sued. That's why I have lawyer friends outside of German Dave too. So like, it's an actual stereotype. My certs taught me many things I don't use and apply to my job, but still make decent money. Oops, sorry, Dave. The ACT is ass. I work 60 hours a week, take a quarter, and take the CPA exams, the accounting, where you're fired.
No, I have sister-in-law was an accountant too.
But
It's just like years of study.
If you're able to monetize accounting on your own, where you're able to do your own thing, you can make a lot of money. Like, for example, hypothetically, right? I know a guy that's a tax guy. I'm Albanian. I have a guy for everything. He has his certification, said, fuck it, I am going to do my own accounting at my own thing, and I'm just going to take people's taxes. Guy makes $200 an appointment. It is redonkulous. I think the one thing is, if you're able to learn a skill, maximize that skill, and then monetize that skill. That is like my big brother advice to all of you guys. It could be video editing. It can be gaming. It can anything that you can do, anything that you thoroughly enjoy doing and are very good at it, and you're willing to learn new skills.
Is this not the, like, sorry, from Montreal, is that not like the most Asian thing?
You doctor yet? No, Dad. I am 12. Talk to me. Talk to me when you doctor. That's a Family Guy skit.
Is that one too?
That is a Family Guy skit.
Oh, man,
but like that's the main thing. Like, for example, if you enjoy talking about Juve, if you enjoy coaching, if you enjoy this, if you're able to do something that you enjoy, learn this shit out of it. Because regardless of what there is, unless it's illegal, don't do anything illegal. But like, if there's anything that you guys like in general, it doesn't matter if you go to college, it doesn't matter if you go to a trade, it doesn't matter if you make a fucking YouTube channel. If you are able to find a way to refine your skills to do something and then monetize it, trust me, you'll find ways to make money. Except Dave and myself, because we're broke here.
Yeah, broke ass bitches. No, I actually realized, because I watch a lot of YouTube more than any other streaming platform, and something came up on my feed, and I've heard of this channel. It's a big one, Veritasum, something like that. Just a dude talks about like engineering, science type stuff. And he was talking about the blue LED. And I'm not going to bore you. You can watch the video if you actually care about this. But me being into electronics is my job. It's okay. LEDs, they're diodes. It's an electronic component. And like, he taught me information that I should have rightly learned in college when I took my trades training. Like, I learned generally about this shit, but the people were too dumb and the textbooks were too dumb to teach me at this level. And this guy in like a half-hour video just like blew my mind. And I'm like, I've been in this industry for how long? And I had to watch this dude on a YouTube channel to get this level of understanding on this type of component.
That's how I felt about engineering, honestly.
But like, going back to like just mastering your trade, this guy's a YouTuber, and he went that granular to that level. That guy has mastered his trade, and that's just proof to be like a YouTuber. Bam, right there. Oh, I love Radio Shack. Yeah, I was.
Awesome.
Fuck you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, why are you knocking on Radio Shack?
I mean, it turned to Circuit City, and now it just doesn't
Circuit
exist. But
City and Radio Shack were awesome back then. Car, don't even lie. I know you.
It was back in the day, actually.
Car,
yeah.
you went to Radio Shack for a voltage adapter or a toy remote control card. Don't cap, Car. We know.
Yeah, my mother-in-law's an accountant, girl's a millionaire. You can do well. You can actually do very well as an accountant.
You can do well. If you're able to specialize in a skill, if you're willing to dedicate yourself to learning that skill really, really well, you can make a lot of money. The issue is a lot of people don't dedicate themselves to the craft, right?
But it takes so much, though, right? Like, it's the grind. It's such a grind.
It's always the grind. Like, for example, Patrick Bet David, if you guys know who that guy is, makes a podcast. It's Valuetainment. He started off in doing insurance. The guy was not a super talented dude, but the guy said, okay, I need to make money. I want to retire my dad. He went into insurance. Now he has one of the biggest insurance companies, brokers out there. There's things, right? Like, if you're willing to sit there, and I used to work at Radio Shack. I used to work at Best Buy.
Yeah, so that's what it is. He's like, oh, those fucking nerds. He's just like a part-time job. He's getting stoned in the storeroom all the time, and this fucking was like, oh, do you have a 2 kilo ohm resistor? And he's like, fuck, what the fuck you talking about, bro?
But so, like, for example, to give, because LJJ's comment, right? We've got an engineer, we've got an HVAC and all that. Like, for example, Jeff's the real estate broker in Florida.
And a tattoo artist. And,
a tattoo artist.
what else
But,
does he do? He's one of those guys.
He's a mafia don. But, like, for example, even as a real estate, a lot of people get into real estate, but, like, for example, Jeff has the capabilities of being an elite real estate agent. Why? Because Jeff doesn't give a fuck. Jeff can sit there and sell you anything, right?
Jeff don't give a fuck.
We love Jeff. That's one of the reasons why we love Jeff on this channel. I don't know if he's still listening or not. I hope he listens to this because, you know, Dave and I are giving him a nod. Jeff's the kind of guy that'll go over there and be like, hey, man, I'm going to sell you this house and also tell you why Allegri should be Juventus' next coach next season. The guy's like, bro, I just want
He's just like slips a card on the coffee table when he leaves, says Allegri out. No, or I guess Chiesa out in his case.
Yeah, Chiesa out from Jeff. But, like, that's one of those things, right? It doesn't matter what craft you do. Learn it. Just make an attempt. Hell, even fitness training. If you're willing to genuinely learn the science and the technique that goes behind it, not be one of these booty grammars that sit there and say, work on your squat form while I'm showing you my Hilera leggings. Like, no. Like,
dude, I saw a reel, like a short YouTube short, and it was like her kettlebell swings weren't good enough or something like that. And it started with like just this ripped chick. And she did one kettlebell swing, and then it cut to this like massive girl that was like, when she does it this way, it doesn't hurt. But when she does it this way, it was really hurt. And I'm like, what happened to the fucking fit chick? What am I looking at now?
I think, to be honest with you, like, I think Instagram ruined the fitness industry. Like, it did. Because, like, nowadays, it's just like any chick that drinks a shit ton of creatine and whey apparently is a fitness expert. And does
I tried creatine for a couple. It doesn't do shit. It just keeps, like, it
makes you fat.
Yeah, it makes you retain water. It's all it does is retains water. So it doesn't actually do anything.
Because like that's the one thing. And I think COVID and Instagram ruined the fitness industry. Like I really do, because it's just like, you know, us as guys, we're dumb because, you know, when something's nice, round, and voluptuous, you're gonna sit there and hit like because, you know, I'm looking at some of you guys, thirsty bastards. But like, unfortunately, I think we're to blame for that because
yeah, that brother's starving.
But.
And I love this from JC. I know exactly what he's talking about. I used to have old people bang the door crack of dawn for a damn capacitor and switches. Yeah, because they go to bed at 5:30, man. They're up at 4.
Happens. You know, so when I'm watching the restaurant, when I'm watching my parents' restaurant, you know, I have people that camp outside before we open, and I just look at that, and I'm just like, guys, there's a McDonald's across the street. Just go there if you're that dedicated to the breakfast. Like, seriously.
Yeah, they like your shit, whatever.
So he says creatine's great for recovery and helping cramps and giving a bigger pump. Yes, it is. But you have to be careful with the amounts that you take.
Yeah, I tried it just to see, and I don't know. I don't know if it did anything for me.
I kind of want to draw a parallelism here with LJJ, with Denzel. So you know the person that said that the person that I quoted when I said, if you want to do something, you can do anything. You just need to learn how to do it well, is Denzel Washington. Like, he said that. That's one of the speeches. And that's why I love him as an actor, because he is essentially the description of go in there, grind it out, master a skill, be good at the skill. Because I still think Denzel is one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he is good. And yeah, I was going all in. I was basically in a work camp where I spent my time at the gym. Like when you can't really go anywhere when you're in a work camp, you just go to the gym all the fucking
work
time.
Camp Dave was in prison.
I turned into prison Dave. I just get absolutely jacked and lean and just like right out and get mad at everything.
Dave's like, nobody's touching my tushy in here. I get the tushy, not you. Creatine retains water in your muscles and makes them more full. If anything, it benefits athletes more than bodybuilders. It does. That's why a lot of athletes take it. Doll says it doesn't do much for me either, creatine, but it does help with training longer and more regularly.
I think it's one of those like effects may vary.
Effects may vary. Dave's just too yoked. He can't boost up.
It's so fucking angry right now.
I need to hit a session with Prison Dave. There's gonna be an alter ego. We've got Dave.
There is. I do have like I go full psycho. Like if I get locked in, I hate myself afterwards. Like it sucks because I just basically go into like this is how I worked out when I was 20, even though I'm damn near 40 and it doesn't work out the next day essentially. But I can still do it. In my head, it still happens.
I still got it.
Still got it.
He still got it. And then, when he says that, he's like, I still got it. And then he finishes it off by just...
Ryan's really smoothies. I do, yeah. I mean, I would eat a lot of those two products, generally speaking. Yeah.
And that's how... And this is how it would end.
No, Mar. Give me a beer. Yeah, I'm done. Just give me a beer. I'm going to get fat again.
Yeah, so there we go, guys. I got the bit.
Fuck me. Really?
Yeah.
No more. Give me a beer. Ridiculous.
There we go.
Prison Dave t-shirt.
That would be just Dave in black and white stripes with just a huge buck.
Okay, I'll put that in the notes.
That's gonna be gonna be there on the notes for the merch.
Yeah, March is when I'm taking time off, and I'm gonna start focusing.
I need to get more magnesium in my system. I might make myself a tuna sandwich after this. Some omega-3s too.
I love a good old tuna sandwich.
Yeah, tuna. You can never go wrong with a tuna sandwich.
That being said, if it's like a tuna steak, like cooked super rare, then
tuna. So let me ask this: tuna melt or tuna sandwich?
Tuna melts are kind of gross.
Corned beef or tuna?
Corned beef is kind of gross.
Really?
I'm not a big corned beef guy, no.
Wow. Okay, I thought you liked meat.
I like meat. Is corn? Why did he fuck it up with the corn? Just give me normal ass beef. Just give me normal beef. I don't need the corn.
Dave, it's not corn. There's no corn in the corned beef.
Corned beef, yeah, it has the corn. No, it has the cornstarch coating. That's what corned beef is.
No.
Yeah, it's corned beef has a cornstarch coating. That's why it's called corned beef.
What do you mean, like cornstarch? Like
it's got a coating on it. Okay.
Oh! I'm thinking of something else. What the hell am I thinking?
Clearly, just roast beef.
No. Roast beef is kind of mid.
It depends how you do it. Corned beef. Okay, maybe it doesn't have to have the corn thing on it.
No,
I just thought it was just that really shitty meat.
Corned beef is like you take the beef and you put pickling spice, water, and you cook it in
yeah, there's different ways. I guess the version of corned beef that I'm used to is this like mystery shit in a can.
Yeah, no. Like, I'm talking about like actual beef.
Okay, maybe I haven't had the real deal then.
Right,
Sorry, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, one thing that you guys will know about me with my
he's saying both. It's both. Okay.
One thing viewers you'll learn about me with my family owning a restaurant. I am very, very like Gordon Ramsay-esque when it comes to food. Like I cannot go out and eat and enjoy it because I will sit there either thinking, hey, this is a good item. I should probably figure out how to make this so I can make it for myself. Or B, this thing is utter rubbish. And then waiter, come over here, and then put the 2 pieces of bread in her face and say, hey, what are you? An idiot sandwich?
Sorry, I'm laughing at you in comments. Yes, that's what I was thinking was that tin meat stuff, doll. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. Where I was locking into apparently not the right way.
Hey, Dash, San Fran fired Steve Wilkes. The guy kept them close at least. I guess they can't blame. I guess they blame their shit on. That's really they fired their defensive coordinator. I'm still pissed the Lions didn't make that Super Bowl. Barbecue beef rib.
I don't know if barbecue is the best method for ribs because it's too high heat. I know you can like slow it down in ways, but I'm more of a low and slow.
I'm sorry, I couldn't do the British accent. It just wouldn't come out properly. What is it? I can't do it today. I just can't. I'm sorry.
So don't just fucking do Dash.
No, I know. Doll was just like your British accent was terrible as a British dude. I've disappointed the Brits. I have disappointed the Brits there.
Yeah, there you go. But A for effort. No, that's not an A for effort.
That's like, for example, if you're a stand-up comedian, when someone says A for effort, that's like, for example, you do the bit and only one person laughs. That's essential grounds for just hanging yourself.
You done fucked up.
You done fucked up.
You done fucked up.
Because it's like, if I tell the joke and then one person laughs, I just look at it. I'm just like, oh, shit.
Pretty soon, there will only be one person laughing.
Pity laugh. All right, so we're at 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah, did we miss anything important?
No, we did not miss anything important.
Because there was a lot. We did get quite a bit. We'll have to do the Super Bowl thing. Yeah, because that's what 10 minutes.
We need to. We got to start incorporating like an after work show. Essentially, call it the after hours, where it's just like we go off the walls and talk about shit in general, not like any Juve content whatsoever. Where we talk about
I'm
stuff.
more and more kind of want to make this show like, yeah, we can still talk Juve a bit, but it'll not be the focus necessarily.
Like, because like I think that's one of the ways that we can bring in more. Because like we need to look at it from expanding, right? Like, yes, Juve is the roots of what we do, but we also need to get more subscribers, more views, more everything. So we kind of need to branch it out.
Dash needs to get paid.
Dash needs to get paid. You and I have aspirations that other individuals can't really understand or know, and you and I want to go to a certain direction. So we got to figure out
One Direction.
One Erection. What?
Yeah, no, he did show up late. We talked about random things, but I think that's why he said Allegri shit and Sandro. So you just wanted to say you were saying that now because you came late and you forgot to say it. So yeah, thank you for making sure we know that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jeez, are we at the part we talk about Jeez? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of Jeez is good for you.
Yeah. All of us are into different stuff too. We have a life outside of Juve. Exactly. That's why I don't.
You're normal?
It's normal. You're normal people. You're normal. Here's the thing. You guys are normal people, and we want to treat you like normal people. We don't want to sit there and just like have an entire fucking 1 hour stream about why does Max Allegri suck and should get sacked. Like I can give you that content, and I can give you the arguments within 15 minutes. Right? Like here's one of the things where it's just like why we do what we do here, where we dick around a lot. Why would I go on a
Dash loves dick? Essentially, is what it is.
Pause, big pause. You know what? I got the brother. What?
Brother.
I know it gets Dave going now, but like. God. Why would I waste an hour and 30 minutes of monotone language, monotone voice talking about how one issue is the whole fucking video is one thing?
Feel like you're firing shots. Are you firing shots?
Have a boring ass panel that sits there and jerks you off the same exact time, or doesn't really research stuff and just tries to fill stuff, or get certain things wrong about certain things and not own up to it. It's just like, I would rather have more fun instead of forcing random ass topics that doesn't make sense to the content that we're producing, but actually have a natural ebb and flow to it. I'm going to start cooking at this point. But like, it's essentially for me as a content creator to you guys, if I did what I just named there, it's me spitting in your guys' face. Cause it's me like, oh, these guys don't know what the hell they want to listen to. So I'm going to make them listen to this. No. That's not proper customer satisfaction.
I don't know what these guys want to listen to. I just waffle on for a couple
They want us to talk about G's and boners. We'll talk about G's and boners. Shit, why not? Because that's what the people want. Give the people what they want.
The people want boners, we'll give them boners.
They want entertainment. They're here to essentially, the way that I view it is you guys want to see Dave and myself make jokes, kind of de-stress, relax, have some fun. Learn some things, talk some Juve as well. We want to have some fun with this and shenanigan, right? Like we want to. That's the idea. Which top coach would come to Juve? That's a huge hard left.
That's rhetorical, no?
I think that is very rhetorical.
That seems very rhetorical. Because I just can't.
Sarcasm.
Can't.
Sarcasm. David says, we're into panini sandwiches, piastro pesto.
Pistache. Oh, I love pistachio. I haven't had a good pistachio.
Man, I'm going to go make some food.
Lola Rosso salad. Mortadella. I did have a mortadella sandwich when I came home from work. Fuck yeah. Artisan burrata. Isn't all burrata artisan? Because, man, I have to, like, search high and low for that shit.
Yeah, Bones says, nothing goes better with
it's G's, Bones. It's G's. Could you have some tact? It's G's. It's GDZZEZE. Like it's nothing but syllables kind of G's.
Oh man, at the end of the whole thing, at the end of all of this, it just sends
me. Really? The late night gym goer. I was never, man. I'm like definitely a first thing in the morning.
Which Juve coach has a better boner?
Brother, ugh.
I don't even know.
What's that?
Oh, I think this is what Carr wants us to play.
How about that D, baby?
That one is the most suitable. Most the most suited. Jeez, and then the words fail me.
Apparently, everybody wants me to play this again.
Fuck me. Really? No. Maybe
No
maybe
more.
because it's me.
Give me a
because it's
beer.
me. I'm not as into it.
You know, my only thing that I have the only thing I have a concern with this clip is like I could imagine Farhead recording a podcast and he just like clicks it. He's like, the boys made a new bit, and then you just hear.
Fuck me. Really? do it then. Leave it right at the top. Name it something hilarious.
I just like, we got to mess with them.
Just do it like Del Piero.
Del Piero bit.
Yeah,
Del
just
Piero
anything
bit.
with Del Piero in it.
I can imagine. It's like, guys, the boys made a. It looks like they made a Del Piero soundbite, so I can't wait to play this. And then he plays it. And
Give me a beer.
Why does everybody?
Oh my god, we definitely have to do that.
Like, dude, oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
It's codename Del Piero.
I'm just gonna name it Del Piero.
So the
I'm
one that
gonna do it
says
right now.
Dave? Yeah, name that.
Yeah.
one.
I'm just gonna rename it
Yeah.
Del Piero.
Del Piero. There we go. So codename Del Piero. That
You
is
guys- You guys are being sworn to secrecy. Chat, you are being sworn to secrecy. Do not snitch. Do not snitch. Because I want to hear the next pod that they film. He presses it, and then he just hears it, and it's gonna be on the pod because he doesn't know how to edit it out. So it's gonna be on there. I'm gonna die laughing.
Taylor Rooks. Did we bring her up last time? Is that the girl we looked at? Taylor Rooks. Taylor Rooks is
It has been done.
an American sports journalist and broadcaster. Thursday Night Football. Okay, I don't know. More football. I don't know. Should I know her?
I don't know. I think because
Obviously he's got
she's
a
probably
thing.
good looking, so this is what I'm gonna play in response.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I mean, I can show you.
We need to end this stream, man. We're in like 2 hours and 16 minutes. We gotta work.
Shut
in,
up
like,
for a
we
second.
gotta-
There's Taylor Rooks. Now I know what she looks like.
She's bad.
Yeah, she's all right.
That's what she said.
That one, the one in the red. That's fuck.
Oh, mark it
Can't-
up.
Fuck you.
Boom. Give me the cookies.
You get no cookies. Yeah,
if he
we didn't
does-
really.
If
Yeah,
he does come,
yeah.
because apparently it's tomorrow, but we haven't heard anything about it. So like,
Not
if he does come back, we'll fuck around. All right, we'll make one.
He also
I
says
think
snitches get
I think-
stitches.
I think
That's correct.
I've dropped the F bomb way too many times. I think we're demonetized.
No, F bombs are perfectly fine. You just can't say the R word or the T word,
I see.
even when referencing things that aren't in the same context. Is
Yeah,
what they're trying to.
essentially they'll do it. They'll demonetize you, and it just leaves us. Just
Like, what do you say fuck me for?
And it sucks because that was a good video too. So we got like half the money for it. Oh, well.
half of 18 cents, everybody.
Yeah, I'm getting a dime, big old dime.
Honestly-
Get myself a dime bag for this
Honestly,
show.
at this point, you make more money off super chats and memberships. Like that's really
It's-
kind of
yeah.
how it works. Thanks,
Okay,
Logan.
so
Thanks, Logan.
possible emergency show tomorrow with Pog's back.
Possibly, if Pogba does come back. If Pogba comes back, we're coming in. In reality, if he does come back, this is how we're gonna feel at work.
Fuck
so.
me. Really? Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna be at work, and I'm like,
no more.
yeah, it's gonna suck. So I'll be stuck at work. So we'll figure it out in one way or another. Match is 12 p.m. Saturday Eastern time. So we have an option.
Remember, nobody snitch on the soundbite.
No snitches. Bitches get snitches. Snitches get bitches.
This
Snitches get snitches.
This is how David and I test if he actually watches the content. If he watches this video, he'll know.
Oh, I was waiting for another soundbite or something.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
Okay. Oh, no more, Dave. No more. I'll give you more. I'll fucking give you more. Don't tell me to stop.
All right.
Yeah. So
We need to hit
sorry.
the music.
No,
gotta
we
get outta
do.
here.
Okay, we'll let you know the schedule as we go forward. Hit the notification bell or join the Discord because we also have notifications on Discord because YouTube fails you. So do that. I thought you were gonna hit the music. I guess
I thought you were. I thought you were.
I have to hit. Oh,
It's your thing.
you can play all the sound bites, but you can't hit the outro music.
That's always your thing. I'm sorry. It's always been your thing. All right. Don't forget to like the video, you nerds, from KB.
Yeah.
Nerds, KB.
Nerds.
That's gonna be a
Yeah,
quote.
you're all
All right,
nerds.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this week's call-in show where we go absolutely bollocks. There you go, doll. I did a terrible British accent for you.
It's better. It's better this
A
time.
little bit better. A little bit better. But make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Also, if you're in for more lollygagging, join the Discord where we have a bunch of other gags of lolly. And on that note, if Pogba does get his sentence recanted, we will go live tomorrow and we will talk about it. But until then, we shall see you on Friday so we can pre-game the next match against Hellas Verona. Catch you later, mates.
Yeah, just stay tuned. I'm not gonna do the colonizer's voice. I'm not very good at it, so I will refrain.
You said Colin.
I'm Canadian. It works. It's fine. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll see you soon. In any case, stay tuned. Love you all. Thanks for joining in. Until next time.